Second straight game, James Harden really struggling. Yeah, guys, this is a brutal one. This is why I went off after game one. This is why I went off after game four. Just felt like you got to have more of a sense of urgency. Game one, winnable game. Game four, didn't show up to start. Well, and you're hoping for the same result because what happened in that series was Denver eventually ran out of gas, and Minnesota just had a little bit more left in the tank and pulled past them in that second round, in that game seven after trailing by 20 in game seven. It was a remarkable victory, and it kind of took away some of the aura from the Denver Nuggets coming off their championship win the year before, but this team has been very resilient in this series against the Clippers so far. You're wondering if that strategy from Coach Lue with the Clippers playing less minutes so far in this series will eventually pay off. Well, I think it starts with your superstars. It starts with the players here. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden have to be great in that ball game, and specifically the last two games with James Harden, he just hasn't played to his standard at all. The aggressiveness, only taking 4 shots in the first half of game 4. Same thing happened tonight here in game 5. I know the Denver Nuggets are keying in on him, but they were keying in on him early on in the series too, when he had much better ball games. He has to respond in game 6. This Clippers team needs him desperately. He's been their leader all season long. It is not what they do. They don't take a ton of them, but they are efficient from there. Tonight, though, extremely efficient. It's frustrating, guys. People thought I overreacted to game 1. People thought I overreacted to game 4. It's the playoffs. It's about a sense of urgency. The Nuggets have played their guys significantly more minutes. I think their big four played 58 more minutes than the Clippers' big four heading into this game. I said, you better hope they run out of gas. If you're playing the long game to see if Denver will eventually run out of gas, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe start Batum over Norman Powell game 6. That's what I do. I think you got to consider that option. Maybe he does it over Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn, I think overall, those 3 3-pointers in the second quarter, I mean, Chris Dunn had 15 points, 6 of 7, 3 of 4. Jamal Murray is just too good. A lot of this is just great shot making from Denver tonight. They were outstanding. Jamal Murray was incredible. You have to tip your cap. We said, well, Jamal Murray has a big game. He's capable. Well, it happened. You lose a game where Jokic does next to nothing.
2-series lead. They win 131-115. 43 from Jamal Murray to lead the way for the Nuggets. And the Clippers will hope to force a Game 7 and be back here on Saturday. If they can win Thursday night, they had no official tip time for that one. Either 6 or 7 o'clock for the Clips. Well, we will see you in a few. Adam Uslin has you the rest of the way. Clippers fall in Denver and fall in the series. Final score here from Ball Arena for Jesse Trujillo, our engineer Dan Collins, our statistician Carlo Jimenez, hanging out with you. Clippers fall 131-115 on your Clippers Audio Network.
We can use the monitor again.
Okay.
I just didn't want it to pick up play-by-play now. Thanks, man. Clipper Nation, I'm down bad. Right there with you. We'll stay up late tonight and talk about it. Tough loss. James Harden, not good enough the last 2 games at all. One of your best players plays like that. And Jamal Murray goes 17 of 26 and 8 of 14 from 3. We said before the series, Jamal Murray can play like a superstar in the playoffs. He loves these moments. 43 points. You know what Kawhi and James Harden had combined? 31. Jamal Murray had 43. Russell Westbrook outscored Kawhi. Russell Westbrook almost had twice as many points as James Harden. Jokic goes 4 of 13, and it doesn't even matter. You get run. Law Murray was right pregame. He thought this would be the outcome. He still has the Clippers winning in 7. But they weren't close to good enough in this game. And Denver steps up in these big moments. I understand if you guys are up in your feelings. Misery loves company.
Just head to Ticketmaster.com/NBA to get your tickets.
We're in this together. Must win Game 6. Back it into a dome on Thursday. Thought Zoo was good. But this goes back to Game 1 to me. I told you if they lose this series, I'm going to be looking at Game 1 and not having killer instinct and not having a sense of urgency up 15 and not playing your guys heavy minutes while the Denver Nuggets did. They lose this series. Yeah. I'll be thinking about Game 1 a lot.
So 7 o'clock next game.
If you listen to what I said Sunday and talking about a sense of urgency with this team, and I didn't like not seeing it. But James Harden back-to-back, just games that are way below his standard.
Gather around, boys. Time to recap.
Jamal Murray is a playoff riser, and he rose up and knocked down 8 3-pointers on his way to 43 points as he sends the Denver Nuggets to a 3-2 series lead in this best-of-7 first-round matchup against your LA Clippers, which means the Clippers are in a must-win situation in Game 6 Thursday night back at Intuit Dome. Welcome into your postgame show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, we'll get to your final box score. We'll have Clippers talk on the Patriot AM 1150 and some Clippers talk OT. Got to start with a tip of the cap to Jamal Murray, who was fantastic. He has proven to be a playoff riser going back to the bubble in 2020 in that first round series with back-and-forth games against Donovan Mitchell. He's always showing up in these big games, and he hit a lot of tough shots in this one.
Huge. Adam really got the Nuggets going, and his teammates followed suit. I mean, he hit 8 of his 13 threes, but the rest of the group still shot at an elite clip. 52% with the three-point line. Denver had no doubt had their best offensive game of this series. This is the offense that they have had all season long. The 4th best offense in the NBA, and Adam, one of the best, historically the best offense Denver has ever had with their group. They're just going to outscore you and outshoot you. And for a team that had shot under 50% in all 4 games, you knew the avalanche would come at some point, and this is when it came. Denver average shooting 51% from the season. In the regular season, they shot 56% in this game, and the Clippers just did not match the superstar power. In wins out of the Clippers have dominated the painted area. Once again, they're plus 16, but the three-point line, all the difference in this game. I don't think, when you look at turnovers, they're dead even at 10. When you look at rebounds, the Clippers and the Nuggets are dead even at 38. Both teams with 29 assists, both teams with 21 personal fouls. At the end of the day, it was the Nuggets taking threes that made the difference.
Yeah, the Clippers started 1 of 7 from the outside. The problem was when they started to knock them down in that second quarter, I believe they went 14 of 19 from the field in the second quarter. The problem was they only went +1 in the non-Nikola Jokic minutes. And the reason for that, a lot of it was Russell Westbrook and Jamal Murray. That was the difference in the ballgame to me.
100%. And in the first quarter, they shoot 1 of 7 from 3. And in the third quarter, they also shoot 1 of 7 from 3. So you're looking at 2 big swings there. The team goes 2 of 14 from the three-point line. It's just hard to keep up with Denver when they are shooting it at such a high rate. I mean, typically after Russell Westbrook, this is a Denver team that has 10 total bench points in game 3 and 4. He finishes with 21 by himself. But I thought, Adam, if you're looking at one, you mentioned it there, but the difference in this game was the start of that second quarter. The Clippers had it within 6, and all of a sudden, Russ and Jamal just cannot miss. And they extended that lead to double figures and just never really got it close. In a game where Jokic, who shoots it 13 times, does get the triple-double, but 13 points. It was the 43 from Murray, the 23 from Aaron Gordon, a quiet 23 on 7 for 11. He was super efficient. 8 free throws that he made in this game. And and the 21 from Russell Westbrook that really got it done. I mean, those three combined for 87 of the 131 Denver points.
I thought another big turning point was late in that third quarter. Coach Blue went small, and they made a quick 7-0 run. Kawhi a big bucket, then a steal, a Norm layup. It's 88-80. Jamal Murray knocks down another three-pointer. Clippers played off of him for some reason. There was a tension in the paint going to Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray made him pay, and they would go up by 11, eventually get back up by 13 quickly. It was a bit of a run by the Clippers, just like we saw in the fourth quarter, but too little, too late. And I got to say, this Clippers team, the last two games, has come out a little bit flat with not enough of a sense of urgency. They're going to have to be much better in that department back into a dome.
And what's so interesting to me, Adam, is that's the first thing Ty Lue said in about 4 straight pressers now, is we got to start better. He keeps bringing up Denver had 16 points in the first 4.5 minutes in game 2, 20 points in the first 4.5 minutes of game 3, and then they start quick here and get up early. It's like the answers to the test are I don't want to put all the blame on the players, but the messaging from Ty is what you need to hear, and then the Clippers just aren't executing down the stretch, especially early in this game. I mean, Ivica Zubac, it really took into the fourth quarter until he got going on the offensive end, had 12 points in that fourth quarter, just 5 rebounds for him. Kawhi Leonard, an assist away, a rebound away from a triple-double. I thought he was finding his teammates at an elite rate, but Jamal Murray is just too good. He had averaged 20 points at him on just 42% coming into this series, and today he has 43 points for the Denver Nuggets. And really impressive stuff from Jamal Murray, and what is really a big bounce-back game. He shot under 30% in game 4. I think if you're looking for bright spots here for the Clippers, Adam, and I think the shooting variance should come back, I would assume. I think also this has been a Clipper team that when they're doubted, when they're down, has played their best this season, and they are definitely being doubted and down right now. I mean, Denver had not won a game that wasn't a coin flip all series, and a dominant performance by them. Huge minutes here from Chris Dunn. I thought he had maybe his best game of the series, Adam. 6 for 7 for the field, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. But the Clippers, they have to punch first in game 6. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Those first 6 minutes are going to be massive. Are they serious about coming back and having a chance to win this series? They've come out flat in really 3 straight games now in a best-of-4 series. How do you come out in a must-win situation in game 6? That's what is going to be key.
Clippers fall in game 5 in Denver, 131-115, as Carlo mentioned. Game 6, back it into a dome Thursday night, 7 p.m. tip-off. We'll have your pregame show starting at 6. Carlo, my friend, great call as always. We'll see you back at the dome. Safe travels.
Adam, I get to see you, and you're a year older back at the dome, so that'll be pretty cool. Let's go. Happy belated.
Only way my night could get worse. How dare you? Clippers fall in game 5. Hey, it's never fun when you're my age and having birthdays here, but no, we'll celebrate together a little bit back at the dome, and hopefully we'll have a chance to celebrate the Clippers extending the series. They're going to have to get a victory in a must-win situation at Into a Dome in game 6 on Thursday. Carlo, be good. We got your final box score next. I'm Adam Osland. After the Clippers lose big in Denver in game 5 to Jamal Murray, who dropped 43, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Everybody's asking for adjustments. You know how many different lineups Coach Lou's tried in this game? The adjustment?
Chick-fil-A SoCal is proud to be
Jamal Murray misses some damn shots.
At any home game.
You know what we say when Kawhi Leonard is hitting crazy shots? There's nothing you can do about it. Jamal Murray in the playoffs has done this many times. It's rough. I know.
Download the app today for additional
But
exclusive
it's
offers.
not like they didn't try against him. They didn't try different guys. He cooked everybody.
There's never been a better time to find the Toyota that's
They weren't just wide open shots. It was Jamal Murray being on a heater, stepping up, being clutch, and the Clippers not having answers. It's like the problem is he's doing the wrong adjustments. What is the adjustment for the Clippers to shoot better and Denver to shoot worse? What is that adjustment?
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become vacation.
Kawhi hasn't been good enough the last 2 games either.
Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, vacation you burns too, but it's too stubborn to.
Kawhi was very good in game 2, pretty good in game 3. He did have a lot of assists in this game. How are you going to win if Russell Westbrook outscores Kawhi and James Harden?
The LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. This is
At least we got Daniel West music. A nice mix for us after a tough loss in Denver. Clippers fall 131 to 115 in Denver to Jamal Murray and the Nuggets, as the Blue Arrow has 43 points on 17 of 26 shooting, was by far the best player on the floor. That includes Nikola Jokic, who was just 4 of 13. Still had a triple-double with 13, 10, and 12. But Jamal Murray just tortured the Clippers. They tried everything. They couldn't stop them. Denver Nuggets overall in this ball game shot 56% from the field and 52% from 3. Russell Westbrook off the bench had 21, had 11 of those points in the second quarter. When Jokic was on the bench, Clippers were trying to make inroads, trying to cut into the lead after being down by 12 after the first quarter, and they went just +1 in those non-Jokic minutes. Russell Westbrook also torturing them. The Russ Revenge Tour is on right now. They also got 23 from Aaron Gordon. Gordon, Murray, Westbrook score points in this ball game than James Harden did with just 11, or Kawhi Leonard with just 20. Now, Kawhi had 11 assists. He was 8 of 15. Did a lot of good things out there. James Harden was 3 of 9. He took less than 10 shots in this game. 8 boards, just 5 assists, 11 points. Last 2 games hasn't been good enough. Well, station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
This is LA Clippers.
You shoot 52% from the field and 38% from the outside, and you still were getting blown out in the fourth quarter, down by the same score as last game, down by 22. Except this time there was only, I think, 9 minutes left. Clippers made a little bit of a run, got it to within 10. Didn't matter. Waited too long, not enough. Never got the lights out. Clippers lose this one by 16, and they are now with their backs fully against the wall in a must-win situation back at the wall at Intuit Dome on Thursday. Tip-off at 7, pregame at 6. Coming up next, more of your Clippers post-game locker room show. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Get some tea for my throat.
They also
I'm hurting.
assemble the most vehicles in the U.S. Ford's commitment to America is not a coincidence. but a proud choice. And Ford is showing everyone that commitment is more important than ever right now.
Ford is offering employee pricing on all Ford.
You pay what Ford employees pay.
Now is the time to get into that Ford you've been eyeing.
Take advantage of employee pricing while you can.
Ford.
From America, for America.
Hey, Clippers fans, it's Game 5, and you know it's the best time to be a basketball fan. With all the thrills and playoff drama, and if you're done sitting on the sideline and ready to win some real cash, well, check out Pick Six from DraftKings. Because when it comes to basketball payouts, DraftKings Pick Six posterizes the competition like Derek Jones, and that includes dunking all over prize picks. Get all your picks and score higher minimum payouts on Pick Six Plus with even more cash if you outscore the competition. And you can pick Kawhi to get more or less on his point total and James Harden to get more or less on his assist total on the Pick Six app. So download the DraftKings Pick Six app now and use code LAPICKS. That's code LAPICKS for new customers to play just $5 to get $50 in Pick Six credits. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick Six from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick Six credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offers. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
What's going on?
Cheers.
This summer, Russ goes into the wild.
If I'm going to be able to go late tonight, I got to talk at a lower volume. I think it's a solemn affair. I can get away with that. I am extremely disappointed.
Don't miss Russ with Big Sean.
I'm with you guys. I'm down bad. I'm on the floor.
Back to first round action between the LA Clippers and Denver Nuggets. This is the LA Clippers Audio Network.
Jamal Murray with 43. On 17 of 26 shooting. He is a big game player. He is clutch. Clutch is everything this time of the year. And Jamal Murray outplayed the Clippers by a wide margin. If I'm talking a little bit lower, Clipper Nation, it's because I've been talking a lot the last few days, and my throat needs a little bit of a rest. Clippers lose by 16. They're down 3-2 in this best-of-7 first-round series. A must-win Game 6 is back at Intuit Dome on Thursday night. Tip-off at 7, pregame at 6. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until then in L.A. on the Patriot AM 1150. We got Clipper Stock next. Right back, chat.
Just like that. Another Clipper playoff broadcast is ending. James Harden touching. This has been Clippers Locker Room, a post-game look at today's game.
Every game all postseason.
Thank you for joining us for all the action on the LA Clippers Audio Network. Ford employs the most American auto workers in the U.S. They also assemble the most vehicles in the U.S. Ford's commitment to America is not a coincidence, but a proud choice. And Ford is showing everyone that commitment is more important than ever right now.
Ford is offering employee pricing on all Ford.
You pay what Ford employees pay.
Now is the time to get into that Ford you've been eyeing.
Take advantage of employee pricing while you can.
Ford.
From America, for America.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Janella, 2 days
All right, guys. We're here.
on 5 different medications.
We're together. We're in pain, but at least we're together.
Saving that extra $200-$300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities.
You guys can talk about Coach Lou.
And it puts less stress on our pockets.
You can talk about the urgency factor. But to me, right now, it starts with James Harden. Now, if I see stupid crap like Batum is washed when we've seen him be a killer in this series, I don't think he went from being good to being washed in 2 days. That's not what I'm into tonight. You may be able to get away with it. because I don't have the energy to put you in timeout. But I told you, after game one, they better hope that the Nuggets run out of gas. Because Coach Lou seemed to be playing the long game, and right now it's not working. They don't look fresher than Denver. They don't have more energy than Denver. They're in trouble.
We're taking your calls on the LA Clippers right now.
We got a real must-win game back at the Dome on Thursday after the Clippers fall down 3-2 in this best-of-7 first-round series against the Denver Nuggets after Jamal Murray dropped 43 in Game 5, and the Clippers lost 131-115. Welcome into Clippers Talk. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we'll take your phone calls, 877-520-1150, 877-520-1150. Because I am in Burbank, you'll be able to hear the calls tonight. Hopefully you can still hear me, as my voice is thrashed. Not because I was screaming at the TV or anything like that, but had the pleasure of working with Rodney Pete the last 2 days, filling in for Fred Rogan at AM 570. And, well, I'm not complaining, but the voice is thrashed. It's what happens. You talk a lot. Happy to be able to do it, but I'm just going to talk a little bit lower for you guys now. That doesn't mean that I'm okay with what just happened. It doesn't mean I'm not upset. It doesn't mean I'm not disappointed, frustrated, demoralized to some extent, because the Clippers, again, came out flat in this game. Second straight game, they come out flat. And they get outplayed by not even Nikola Jokic. You lose a game like this where you're down by as many as 22, and Jokic goes 4 of 13 for 13 points. Light work. 13, 10, and 12. But Jamal Murray was by far the best player on the court. And I'm not even sure if the Clippers had the second best player out there. The second best might have been Aaron Gordon or Russell Westbrook. Did they have the second or third best player? Russell Westbrook had 21 off the bench, 8 of 15 shooting, 11 of which came in the second quarter. He scored more points. He almost doubled the scoring output from James Harden, who was 3 of 9 with just 11 points. He outscored Kawhi, who had just 20. Now he had 11 assists and 9 boards. Kawhi, I think, has only had 2 triple-doubles in his career, and he almost just had one. There's one guy I'm looking at right now. It's James Harden. He has to play better. If you want to turn the narrative around about you in a playoff series, you have to show up. I know they're playing a very tough to crack defense, but that's why you have a step back three-pointer in your arsenal. That's really tough to guard. He took 2 3-pointers in this game. Harden has an offensive skill set that can overcome any defense. And he takes 9 shots total and just 2 3-pointers. He got to the free throw line some. He had 5 assists. When Kawhi has that many, of course he's going to have less. But 3 of 9 isn't good enough. You have to put up more shots. You have to go out firing. This season has been about you. You've been the MVP. You can't go out sad in the playoffs again. You can't. But the last 2 games, he hasn't been good enough. If the system is broken right now, how are they going to win? Now, you can look at the final score and say, defensively, Adam, they gave up 131 points. The Clippers still scored 115. They shot 52% from the field and 38% from 3. Was offense really the problem? At times it was. Because you have to be able to score with a team when a guy is that hot. You have to find a way. A lot of this is tough shot making. Jamal Murray was incredible. He can do this stuff. People had doubted him. Oh, he's not even been an all-star. He's a playoff riser. He lives for these moments. I told you before the series, he can get up and play not like an all-star, like a superstar, like a top 5 player in the league sometimes in a playoff game. That's how good Jamal Murray can look. Ask the Lakers. He is a killer. And he destroyed the Clippers. They had nothing for him. They tried. But if he's going to be that hot, somebody has to get hot for the Clippers too to counter it. Norman Powell just 12 points on 12 shots. Kawhi had 20 on 15 shots. He had 11 assists. He had 9 boards. I thought Ivica Zubac was good. He had 27, just 5 boards, but he was good. He was 11 of 15. Maybe they should have went to him more. I understand when a guy is a flamethrower from 3, you want to counter that, extinguish it with threes yourself. Clippers went 11 of 29 from the outside. Denver went 17 of 33. They shot almost 52% from 3. Russ goes 3 of 6. Brown 1 of 2. Aaron Gordon 1 of 2. Michael Porter Jr. 3 of 5. But Jamal Murray 8 of 14. Clippers couldn't hang with their offense. They were top 5 offense this year. They've been elite in this era with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. And Jamal Murray was due. And we talked about it. Jamal Murray hadn't played his best yet. He had a game like this in him. You just saw it. My problem might be bigger than this game with the Clippers right now. Because maybe there's not a lot you can do when a guy has 43 on 26 shots. And this is just a game that you're not going to be able to win. Well, they could have won game 1, up 15. I said it the very next day. Where was the sense of urgency and killer instinct in game 1? And if they lose this series, I'm going to be looking at that game. They lose this series, I'm going to be looking at the minutes played with the Clippers' Big 4 versus the Denver Nuggets' Big 4 because they've been going for it. They've been taxing their guys. It's the playoffs. In that game 1, when I see Kawhi Leonard play 41 minutes with an overtime, when he played 47 with an overtime, less than a week beforehand in a regular season game, yes, there were big ramifications. He had to play big minutes. It was the game against Golden State. It's like, how do you play less minutes in a playoff game in overtime than you did in game 82 in overtime? Where is the sense of urgency? I guess we're going to find out if Coach Lue misplayed his hand or not. It seemed like he was playing the long game. Denver will tire out. We have the deeper team. They're going to overtax their guys to the point that it's going to come back to bite them. And even though they lost game 1, blowing a 15-point lead, and they had 3 minutes without Kawhi or James Harden on the court in that game, where they went -4, we'll be okay because we're the better team, and eventually that will catch up to Denver. Well, it hasn't caught up to them yet. So I guess we'll find out. If Coach Lue is a mad genius with it, with the way the minutes were distributed, or if it eventually is the Clippers' undoing, not matching enough minutes with their stars with Denver stars. That's what I keep thinking about. Thought about it after Game 4. Didn't like how the Clippers came out in Game 4. Didn't like the fake comeback that led to the Aaron Gordon dunk. I don't want to call it a fake comeback, but I know that's what the kids say when you come back but come up short. It's like, where was that urgency earlier in that game? Where was it in the third quarter when they got outscored by 18? Because I knew a game like this was waiting for Denver, where they might be so hot, there's nothing you can do. You can't win that game. They're on fire. They shoot 52% from three. Jamal Murray goes for 43. And that's just a game you can't win. But what about some of these other games? Game 1 and Game 4. It's frustrating. Still first to 4. Clippers are backing into it, Dome. I expect them to win on Thursday. Getting to Game 7. Yeah, it's going to be tough to win in Denver if you can somehow win Game 6, but just find a way. Win Game 6, extend the series, figure the rest out after. Game 6, Thursday night. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. More Clippers talk. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
The NBA. Maybe that's why we think about basketball a lot.
I said after Game 1, I don't know if Denver's a team you can afford to give away a game against and not have it come back to haunt you. This isn't Dallas in 2021. I said it after Game 1. If they lose this series, I'm going to be looking at what happened in Game 1.
Ground clearance that propels us even higher.
They didn't give away Game 3. They blew them out in Game 3. You mean Game 4. Let's be accurate here.
And honestly, we wouldn't have it any other way. The stylish 3-row 2025 Kia.
They didn't go for the kill up 15 in Game 1.
Official vehicle of the Los Angeles Clippers.
And I can't forget about that. I just can't. It is a playoff series against Jokic and the Nuggets that have championship pedigree. I said I did not care about their defensive rating during the regular season. I don't buy it. I said I don't care about the coaching fire. I think, if anything, that's going to help them.
So my coverage includes regular preventive care. Guess it doesn't have to be a whole big thing.
They can still win this series. I don't want to keep talking about
This is an invitation to travel to a place of breathtaking beauty. From crystal clear waters.
Game 1. I don't. There's a Game 6 to be played. The series is not over. They come back and win the next 2 games, and Denver collapses because they went so heavy with minutes, and Coach Lou was right. We'll see. Clippers lose 131-115 in Denver in Game 5 as Jamal Murray goes unconscious, drops a 43 spot, 8 of 14 from the outside. Russell Westbrook gave him a huge lift in that second quarter. Clippers had it down to 8 late in the third. Jamal hits another 3. They quickly get back up by 13. And the Clippers came out slow and flat again in this one. And their defense wasn't good enough, and Denver was hitting everything. It's a must-win game in Game 6, Thursday night, back it into a dome. Tip-off at 7, pregame at 6. Let's go to Chris in L.A. Chris, you're on Clipper Stock with Adam Awesome. What's up?
How's it going, Adam? I haven't spoken to you since before Game 3, and just a ugly game to watch tonight.
Yeah, Chris, tell me more.
Yeah, well, it's like, Murray and Westbrook, they just, killed us, basically. And I hear what you say, we're not starting out quickly at the beginning of games, and trying to play catch up is, it's going to burn us out trying to, win a game that way all the time.
That's a great point. That is a great point. That's why comebacks come up short sometimes. You have to expend so much energy to try to mount that comeback. And the Clippers tried again in this one. Down 22 in the fourth again. So I don't know. They only got one day off now between game 6. And if there is a game 7, I believe the Clippers are going to win game 6. But I didn't think they'd lose the last 2 games. So what do I know? Anything else, Chris?
Yeah, so it's like, after we did lose game 4, I saw that we were going to have 2 days, before this game. And it's like, oh, that'll help us out, get a little rest and strategize for the game 5, but didn't happen. And another thing I thought about, I actually didn't see the way game 4 ended, because I was on my way to a concert at the Greek. So I was thinking there's another game where, we lost at the end. I was thinking of that playoff game in Phoenix where they tipped in the ball in the Western Conference Final. I think it was game 2.
The Valley Oop.
Yep.
Yeah. And hey,
so
the Denver Nuggets were riding high coming into this game. I appreciate the phone call, Chris. You made some great points there. The Denver Nuggets were riding high after the way they won game 4. The Clippers said when they made that comeback, they had the lead briefly with a minute and a half left in game 4 after the Bogey put back on the offensive rebound. And to be fair, Bogey played better today again. 18 points, 5 of 11, 4 of 8 from the outside. That's great. But the Clippers were like, it's good that we showed some fight and didn't give up in that game. But the way Denver won was so exhilarating, so historic, that of course they were going to be riding a wave of momentum heading into game 5. And it showed early. Let's go to Ryan in Santa Ana. Ryan, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Oslin. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Adam. How's it going? Well, I guess not that great. But
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, this is very disheartening. It sucked a lot. Let's see. Harden didn't show up. He's fitting into his what people have said about him in the postseason. I don't like that. I hope he can turn it around. And Adelman, I don't know if it's Adelman. I don't know if Jokic is the head coach, but whoever is the one that is countering Ty Lue's adjustments.
Tell me what adjustments
doing a really good
specifically are
job.
being countering. I keep hearing about adjustments. I need actual. Get the whiteboard out. What are you talking about?
I'm not an X's and O's guy, but I do see that James Harden or Chris Dunn is guarding Jokic, so I guess they're having Zoo back off. And so, but Jamal Murray and
Well, they're not starting possessions on Jokic. It's with switches. It's if you don't switch, yeah, he's probably rolling to the rim free. It's just much more complicated. My guy Darian Baziri talks about this all the time from Locked On, but people act like they could draw up a play on a whiteboard and they criticize a head coach when they have no business.
But I know that they're countering whatever he's. I mean, whatever.
What should he have done against Jamal Murray? Tell me what he should have done against Jamal.
I don't know.
But isn't the point that they tried everything and he kept hitting shots? There's not much you can do against that stuff.
I'm just saying whatever Ty Lue is.
I'm not saying Ty Lue has had a good series. I'm pointing out what I'm frustrated with specifically, and not just saying, oh, he's getting out coached or out adjusted. I'm saying, to me, the biggest criticism is about the minutes distribution and Denver and their stars playing more series than the Clippers have played their guys. On the fact that they're going to run out of gas, but it hasn't happened. So I get it. I'm all for it, but just I keep hearing, even mine, but I keep hearing,
No,
he's being out
right.
coached. Or tell me what
No.
those adjustments are, and I don't get anything.
I'm saying I'm whatever whatever the defensive scheme is, they're adjusting to those schemes. Like, yeah, they're doing a good job. I don't know what it is exactly.
Is Russ is making shots. Jamal Murray separation and make tough shots. He's been doing this for a long time. I don't think it's that crazy. I get what you're saying though, Ryan.
I think, yeah, like what you're saying, that he should play more. Are you saying that he should play more like Kawhi, Harden,
coming
and
into this game, the Denver with your Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray had played about 58 minutes more than Norm, Kawhi, Zubats, and James Harden in this.
So I only count, and I do agree with you. They should play more. But do you think what like the Lakers is that they played them the whole second half, and that like bit them in the ass?
Specific instances, game one where you went 3 minutes without Harden or Kawhi on the floor, and you think you can get away with that?
Yeah, no, this guy ended up add up.
That's what I mean.
But thank you for your time.
Jose and Downey. Jose, Clippers.
Hey, brother. Hope we'll feel better soon. I'm not too sure exactly what it is, but you don't think it's just the Clipper game.
No, it's my voice
feel
is. I've just been talking a lot the last 2 days, and specifically 208 days. My voice is trying to hit because I haven't had a day off in so long, but it's all good. I got the tea and honey. What do you want to say, Jose?
All right. I think something that's been a little different from the first 3 games to the last 2 games, in playing the smaller guy guarding Jokic, I'm not really too understanding as to why. I thought Zoo was doing pretty good job on Jokic, playing him and matching his minutes against them. I felt today that with playing moving around as to who he's going to guard, is he guarding the person in the corner at all times, or who, left a lot of like not knowing the defensive rotation, which left Murray open. I know Murray's great,
Okay,
and he's going to make his shot.
Let me explain a pick and roll. So one of the toughest pick and rolls in the game to defend is Jokic and Murray, because it can turn into a pick and pop for both guys as well. They can also do an inverse pick and roll where it's Murray screening for Nikola Jokic. But let's say it's the traditional pick and roll where Nikola Jokic comes up to set a screen on Murray's man, Chris Dunn. Well, Jokic's man is Zubats. And if Murray flies around that screen fast enough, and it's a good screen, Chris Dunn is going to be behind him. So therefore, he either has a free run at the rim, or Vita Zubats cuts him off, and now there's a switch. And now Chris Dunn needs to get on Nikola Jokic. That's how these things happen. It's not that they come into a possession and are like, hey, let's just throw Chris Dunn or James Harden on Jokic. That's not the plan. It's how you have to adjust to a devastating pick and roll.
Okay, and then and very true on that. The other thing too, I think the lack of production from Harden he has found himself a lot on Jokic in the last 2 games, having to put a lot of body on him. It could be a reason as to why he's struggling. I do think he's a lot better than what you said, where he was driving to the lane very well the first quarter. I thought, oh man, he's going to start shooting that 3. It's going to start going for him because they're going to be worried that he's going to screen. But I don't know, that intensity kind of let up on him, and it kind of led me to ask, like, if he might be tired.
No, this is a great
guard the bigger guy.
Jose. This is a great point. they have been putting James Harden in the action in that pick and roll and making him guard much more the last 2 games. And the analytics, the numbers will tell you they have. They have been hunting that, and it is wearing down his legs. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's a very difficult thing to adjust to, unless they're gonna have some pre-switching going on, which is difficult with passers like Nikola Jokic. It's Harden's gonna have to fight through it, but I still think he can be better on the offensive end, but they are making him run a lot more on the defensive end the last 2 games. It's a great point, Jose.
Yeah, and I think we're just lacking some the offense that we had been getting throughout the regular season from Norm, and even like Bogey's run to in that 17-3 or 18-3 run that we had to end the season. We've been falling kind of short on that end, and you're right. Bogey had a good game last game and this game, but the previous games he wasn't. And Norman Powell had that one good game in game 3. And that's what I think can help Harden, like pick up Harden. Like, hey, if you're going to be getting a little tired, don't worry. We got you. We're going to be making these shots, on our side. But we're falling victim to that right now. And it happens like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's a war of attrition. And the team who's actually played their guys less is losing that battle right now. That's my problem. The Clippers look like they don't have their legs. Denver does, and their guys have played heavier minutes. So that whole thought process right now of, Denver will wear down as the series goes along, it's not happening. And by the way, anytime you're playing a team that trains all the time in Denver, they are going to be the most well-conditioned team. That's why the Olympic Training Center is there. That's why boxers go to train in elevation. So this whole idea of, they're going to gas out at some point. Well, last year they did, I would say, against Minnesota, but that was in the second round, not the first round. They may have the legs to get through this first round playing these heavy minutes, having this heavy load that they have to deal with because they don't have the depth that the Clippers do. It's just not working right now. And unless they gas out the last game, and then it would be the last 2 games, and the Clippers pull through, it's going to be hard to defend this strategy.
Right. You know what? Play hard defense like they've always have. Today was a tough one on that defense side because Murray just had that game. And, hopefully Kawhi can have that game for us again. And if you can play hard defense, and Kawhi can have his game. And Zoo too. I mean, Zoo is really high dependent on, and I think we need to continue to high dependent on him on the offensive side too. They can pull out that win on Thursday, but it's going to be hard. It's going to take them actually getting gritty like they had been, and they can pull it out. But it's going to be on how much they want it.
I like the optimism there at the end, Jose. And again, you made a really good point about how much they're making Harden work defensively. So appreciate the phone call, my friend.
Feel better, Adam.
Thanks, my guy. Let's go to John in Watts. John, what's up? You're on Clipper Stock with Adam Osland.
Adam, what's the deal, my brother?
I mean, you've been listening to the show. Things aren't great right now. Clippers are down 3-2. They got a must-win game, but I expect them to win Game 6.
No, I definitely do as well. And I mean, coming into it, we said it was possibly going to be a 7-game series. We could have swept them. We could have won in 5.
I don't want to hear this. They could have swept them stuff. Like I'm so they're down 3-2. Let's not. Come on.
Well, I'm just saying, man, if they don't make them uncharacteristic mistakes, like you said, they didn't go for the kill in Game 1. Whose fault is that? That didn't have nothing to do with what Denver was doing. We won 2. We won 3. You had an opportunity to win 4. We keep blowing it. It's nothing new. We go through this every year. But we still go pull through. We go see what happens. It's giving me 2015 round 1 against the Spurs vibes.
Yeah.
They said we wasn't going to win 2 in a row, and we did. We did have home court that series, though, but, we'll see. James got to do a better job, man. This is why they be talking about him. Hey, is this Clippers After Dark? Am I allowed to drop a
No, not yet.
on the radio?
No, we got another 23 minutes. John, I can throw you back on. John, I could throw you back on hold, though. And if you wait, we'll get to Clippers Talk After Dark, and you can say whatever you want.
Hey, man, look, all I'm going to say, I'll give you a call back, Adam, because I'm going to be listening to you as long as you on tonight, brother. We're going to be miserable together.
This is the energy I need. We're going to be miserable together.
Bro, it's one game. You feel me? Did Denver hang their head when they just lost 2 in a row? No, they didn't. So we shouldn't either.
Well,
we got game 6 at home. We got one game to win. I don't even want to hear about game 7 yet. We got one game to win.
You're right. You're right.
We come to play. I think we could get it done. But the way Harden been playing these last 2 games, man, I don't care if you go 1 for 20. Go down with the ship, my brother. We didn't bring you here to take 11 shots.
I wish it was 11 shots. It was 9.
It wasn't even 11, huh? 9. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, you know, that's part of the problem right there. And I feel like we never consistently go to Zoo. Zoo was the best player for us tonight.
You're not wrong.
We didn't even go to him.
You're not wrong.
We got most of them points like just kind of by default, by good energy with the ball finding them in the fourth. But I mean, if you're not generating good shots, hello, we got the second best center in the NBA. I mean, maybe third, and B's probably over Zoo still when healthy. But you know what I'm saying, Adam. Come on, what happened to making Jokic work on defense?
Well,
what
look,
happened to giving the rock to Zoo? What happened to the easy buckets?
Jokic was Jokic. I'm not gonna say Jokic was a non-factor because he had a triple-double. From a scoring perspective,
Jokic had 13 points and sat on the bench for most of the fourth. It felt like. So I mean, come on, man. We knew Jamal Murray was going to get loose one of these games, though, Adam.
I know.
You can't keep a good player down a whole series.
But that's why when you're in control in a game like they were in game 1, you win that one. Because you might get in a game like this where Jamal Murray and you're at his mercy, and it's just going to be too tough to win when they're shooting 52% from 3.
Yep. Now, one thing I would like to say, and in the grand scheme of things, it probably wouldn't have mattered, but remember when we cut it to 9, right? You know, it's the first thing I thought about as Zoo missed that free throw that could have made it 8. We done missed like 20 damn free throws tonight. I don't know what the actual number was.
Oh, I got it for you.
Game,
I got it for you.
Come on, brother.
They missed 10 free throws, John. And they missed them early. They missed them late. They missed them consistently throughout the game. That can't happen. It's unlikely you go perfect, but say they hit 7 more. They only missed 3.
I was going to say 6. Let's say, you know what I mean? If we'd have hit 6 more, when Zoo missed that one to cut it to 9, that could have been a 3-point game. You know, the momentum switches is everything.
I agree with you.
Hats off to Denver. They did, once again, they did what they were supposed to do. They're the 4th seed. They had a game on their home floor, and they won it. Kudos to them. We plan to do the same game 6. Game 7 is anybody's game, but we got to get through 6 first.
John, I appreciate the phone call. I'll throw you on hold in case you want to come on Clippers Talk After Dark. I got to take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Clippers lose 131-115 in Game 5. They trail 3-2 in this best-of-7 first-round series against the Denver Nuggets, with Game 6 being back at Intuit Dome on Thursday night. More Clippers talk next here on the Patriot AM 1150.
Employs the most American auto workers.
I feel a little better taking phone calls. I got to be honest. You guys always make me feel better, and there have been some really good phone calls tonight, making some good points. I hadn't got to the free throw disparity yet. John brought that up. That was good for me. This is event session. This is Clippers therapy.
From America, for America.
This is a devastating loss, but the war is not over. Again, I don't know how much they can do. They needed somebody. Here's what needed to happen. They needed Kawhi or Norm or James Harden to have a big scoring night. Somebody that could help them hang with Jamal Murray. Somebody that could go bucket for bucket with Jamal Murray and just have them hang in there. Stay around 6. Keep it to single digits. But the Clippers are down 8 at the half after trailing by as many as 14. And then you end up getting down big in the third, in the fourth, down by 22 again. The high-level shot making for Jamal Murray, he's like that. This is not an outlier performance from Jamal Murray. This is what he can do. So this is why you have to win the games that are right there for the taking. Because I don't know if this one was.
I love this team.
I don't think Kawhi was doing a PG-13 impression. He almost had a triple-double. He was diming.
I never miss a game. You're listening to LA Clippers Playoff Basketball.
Clippers lose game 5, 131-115 to the Denver Nuggets. And Jamal Murray, who had 43, Russell Westbrook 21, Aaron Gordon 23 on just 11 shots. All three of those players outscored Kawhi, outscored James Harden, outscored Norman Powell. Ivica Zubac had 27, but he only got 15 shots up in a game where he was doing his thing. They would go to him when they needed a bucket, when it was crucial, when they tried to stop a run, but they wouldn't consistently go to him. Clippers down 3-2, must win game 6 Thursday night back at Intuit Dome. Jason in the Cayman Islands. Jason, what's up? You're on Clipper Stop with Adam Osland.
How you doing, man?
Long time listener? Yeah, I can hear you, Jason.
Yes, man, that's good, man. I called from the Cayman Islands, man. Wanted to, just come in and give my 2 cents, man. Appreciate you for all that you do for the Clippers and for the nation, because, it's consistently watch your show and things like that, and I really appreciate it, man, because, it's not a lot of content on the internet for... Hello?
No, I hear you. I'm letting you roll.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's overseas call, so it's a bit delayed. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. So the thing is, I feel Clippers right now, we starting the game too slow, and we are really playing catch up, right? The last game that we had, that we came back from that 20 point, I realized we never done that tonight when we were down again, because we played zone, right? That caught Nuggets totally off guard,
right?
And we came back. But tonight I realized we never played in the zone when we were so down. So I'm saying, I felt that was something a key point where I felt that the series would have changed for us realizing that Denver wasn't playing. That we caught them by surprise with that, So that I feel right now, Kawhi, we need to play through him more, and of course hit on all of our shots, because tonight we were. You can tell, honestly, you can tell when the Clippers are not playing, they gonna have a rough game. It always that first quarter where we start the game. If we really move like, yeah, we gonna have a tough game. I can sit down and watch the game and I can tell, Harden need to get back aggressive, because what they're doing now, because they know that Harden is our engine. You see what I'm saying? He the one that gets everybody going. So if they contain him, it makes it difficult for Kawhi and Powell and everybody else to get in a rhythm. You get what I'm saying? So I feel we need to start the game very, very aggressive and get shots up. Even if the shots not going down, we need to go inside, because we are a very good team once we go down to Zoo. You see what I'm saying? He can make shots in the middle. You see what I'm saying? Because Jokic right now, we're making him rest a lot. You see what I'm saying? Because on defense, when he's on defense, we need to play Zoo more, go through Zoo more, and make him work more. Because when Jokic get it on offense, All he's doing is just sitting down and just waiting and baiting. You see what I'm saying? And then making the pass, and then they're hitting open shots. So we need to make him work way more on the defensive end. Put him in a lot more pick and rolls. Run him down, because he's the engine for Nuggets. Murray's playing tonight. We kind of wake him up. You see what I'm saying? But we need to contain Jokic as much as possible. Don't make Murray beat us. Make Murray beat us, if anything. But don't make Jokic, because if Jokic is getting everybody involved. Russell, we have to live with that. Russell is making shots. Kudos to him. You see what I'm saying? Just like how they do it with Chris Dunn.
Yeah,
we have to make Russell beat us.
I agree with you.
Russell beat us.
The problem
Make him
is
beat us.
he's been good in 3 of these games now. He was good in game 1, good in game 2, and he was great, instrumental in tonight's victory for the Denver Nuggets. He has burned them.
Mr. Adam, we know if we look at how Russell been playing for the whole season, he's good in the corner trees. So if Russell always trying to prove a point now. So if he's in the corner, get up on him, respect him, make him dribble. If he's at the top of the key, let him shoot all day.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But once he get in the corner, respect that. At least he gave us he let us know that he can shoot it. So okay, respect him. Let him drive, because he's not that effective when he going to the rim. So
Jason,
there are things that we need to keep.
I wasn't sure if your call was real at first. Obviously, it is at this point. Which island are you on?
Yeah, man, it's real, man. I'm from the Cayman Islands.
But there's 3.
Right. Grand Cayman.
Grand? Okay.
Yes, sir, it is.
I'm intrigued by your phone call. I hope the Clippers aren't going to be visiting you on vacation there soon or anything.
Paul George actually is hit. Well, I'm sorry for saying that.
No.
But I've seen Paul George. Paul George looked like he was here recently. Sorry for blowing up his spot. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it's nice here, and you should pay a visit.
Oh, this lightened the mood. This helped this loss tonight. Jason, you got to call in more often, okay?
Yeah, fam. Hey, hear me out. I was there a few months ago when we was playing Lakers in the Intuit Dome. I was there. I was there for that stretch where we played Indiana and we played one more team. I can't remember who we played. That Jazz. I think it was Jazz. Yeah. But I was there for them games. So big up to.
You already
Dome. Now I mean, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Now I was saying it, just big up to the whole Clipper Nation. Still, we got this. We game 6 we gonna come through. Still, you see what I'm saying? And we gonna make sure we get this number 6 and then go back to Denver, because we already proved we can win in Denver. You see what I'm saying? So it just take it one game at a time. Kawhi got to get an early start. James got to get an early start, and Chris Dunn just keep shooting, bro. They're going to keep testing him. Just keep shooting. Take your time and knock down the shots. And limit the turnovers. It's very frustrating to know that we've been singing this from the very start of the season. And right now, we are still struggling with it. You see what I'm saying? It's very challenging, bro. Like,
I know.
We supposed to know this is playoff, bro. So take care of the ball. All these. Imagine if you think about it. The first game, it was a flimsy pass, inbound pass. That's why the pass got picked off. You can't be passing like that in a playoff. Come on, man. It can't work like that. You see what I'm saying? You have to make perfect passes, perfect bounce passes. If you see a guy, the thing is, if you see an open player, by the time you blink, he's not open no more. So that pass that you think is going to make it, no. You have to look elsewhere. Go to a different route. You see what I'm saying? So,
Jason,
I'm glad that we cut down on the turnovers.
Yeah. I gotta take a time out, my friend, but your analysis hits harder
No
with that
problem.
beautiful accent. I love hearing your voice after a Clippers loss. Now I hope we can do it again after a Clippers win on Thursday night, all right?
How you mean all the time, man? Big up yourself, you know what I mean? Big up Clipper Nation. Much respect. Enough love. Have a great night.
You too, Jason. Gotta take a time out here on Clippers Talk. Jason from the Cayman Islands there. So you saw Paul George going fishing. Didn't go Cancun. Went to the Cayman Islands. I know you guys enjoyed hearing that. Oh, more post-game Clippers talk here after they lose 131-115 in Game 5. Game 6 back it into a dome Thursday night. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
It's got to be a little before top of the hour.
I love that phone call, guys. That made the night so much better. So much better. Thank God. This is why we started this online thing. A little bit further of a reach. I don't think he was listening on the Patriot AM 1150. I got to be honest. Yeah, we don't want to join Paul George yet. We don't. Got to find a way. Got to find a way Thursday night. Must find a way Thursday night. Please find a way Thursday night. I need more phone calls from Jason in the Cayman Islands. We got Gene in North Carolina coming up. Then I'll get off the radio side, but I'll stay here for you guys for Clippers Talk After Dark. Don't worry.
Alrighty.
We ain't going anywhere. We're still going. We're not done. We got you guys, okay? We'll stay up. We'll take more phone calls. We'll look for strategies of how to get this team back on track. But I'm thankful for the phone calls tonight. This made me feel better. There's been some really good analysis, some great points. I feel like we're collectively having kind of a brain hatch right now. We're figuring this thing out. We're going to be better equipped for Game 6 because of it. You guys have been awesome tonight. Love you all. We're not done. Oh, we're also going to review the post-game audio. Clippers lose big in Denver, down by as many as 22 again. Final score 131-115. Nuggets come out the victors. They're up 3-2 in this best of 7 first-round series. Game 6, must win Game 6. Back it into a dome on Thursday night. Gene in North Carolina, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Osland. Hi, Gene.
Hey, Gene. I mean, excuse me. Say hi, Gene. Yeah, what's up?
What's up, Gene? Hi, Adam. Hi, Gene.
Yeah. Hey, I got some hot takes, and they might not be really the best, you know what I'm saying, to say, but I'm going to say them tonight.
All right, can you turn me
Are you
down
ready
in the
for it?
background? Just turn down the
Okay.
feed that you're listening to, because I just want to hear you, Gene. All right, get them off. We got about a minute and a half here. Get those takes off.
Okay, so number one is and you know it might not be really taken really like you know like good for the fam or whatever, but I'm gonna take a hot take. Like basically, remember when Ty Lue got hurt, his back was jacked up, and Brian Shaw was like, feed the ball to Zoo. I think at that time that when Ty Lue came back, all of a sudden it was like Zoo was just like, you know, he was being like the main guy. but Ty Lue goes away from that because for some reason he doesn't want to do that. It's like in his DNA that he does not want to do. Number one, you slow down the game. You get a person who can score on these guys at any point in time. And we already know from years and years ago, for people who've been watching Zoo, that he should have been getting the ball a long time ago, and he don't get the calls that a person like Jokic get when he flops around the court.
Yeah. I appreciate the phone call, Gene. I'm sorry I got to run. There may be something to that, but it's not like Zoo got up 5 shots. He got up 15. It wasn't nothing. In fact, in this ball game, he got up more shots than Norm, same amount as Kawhi, 6 more than James Harden, but that's on James Harden. He's got to be better. Clippers have to be better, and they have to win. It's a true must-win game Thursday night, back at Intuit Dome. Tip-off at 7, pregame at 6. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization, Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call, Big Brother Jake Warner. We'll see you on Thursday back here in Burbank. Daniel West, our producer. Daniel, great job as always, my friend. Killing it with the music, especially after a loss. Like, music soothes the savage beast. I needed that. I needed the phone calls too. We'll keep it going here at Clippers Talk on the YouTube side. I'm Adam Oslin. Talk to you Thursday.
Has been Clippers Talk right here on
We ain't going nowhere, guys. We're still here. We're still here. I'm just going to get some tea and honey. I'll be right back. This is Clippers Talk After Dark now. And it may get dark with some of the phone calls that could be coming through. I'm hoping Clay Vaughn's going to call in. But we can keep it going. Clippers Talk After Dark starts now. Let me get some more tea and honey.
I won't be very long. I was editing as we were going along.
What's that?
I was editing the shows we were going along, so I won't be too long.
Great job, man.
Thank you. Hey, Clipper Talk, hang tight. We'll be back with you in a few, okay?
Hello, guys. We're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. I might get back to John and Watts because he wanted to swear, and we can do that on Clippers Talk After Dark. Gene in North Carolina is still on hold, too. I might get back to Gene. Gene and John, hold on. We're going to vent. We're going to vent. I have to do like constant nasal stuff, or else my nose gets really dry. And I know this is some TMI, but I don't give a damn. It's Clippers Talk After Dark.
Take care of your business. For life.
We're going to be listening to post-game audio from Coach Lue. from the players. I am looking forward to that post-game audio. I need some answers tonight. I want answers. I text Chuck and Will if they want to come on. Because I'm in pain. My throat is wrecked. I know you guys are going to take that a certain way. I don't care. But I got an hour left in me for Clippers talk. I got an hour left for you guys. Why do you keep asking me about watching the WNBA this year, Maddox? Sure, I will be. I'm focused on this right now. I am a fan, yes, but I am focused. Why do you keep asking me that? Maddox is always asking me, like, who do you got in the Super Bowl? It's like, what? Yeah. We are not cursed. We just lost game 5. We have game 6. I like this from David Hong. I like this positivity. There are reasons that I'm criticizing Coach Lou, specifics, and other people are just like, well, he's getting out coached. It's like, okay, tell me how. Can you actually tell me how he is? Well, they're losing, so that means he's getting out coached. It's like, okay. So did OKC beat Memphis because Mark D just out coached? That's not how it works. It's a players' league. Do I think Coach Lewis had a good series? No, I don't. No one crying. My voice just hurts. It's been a long couple days. I know the same people calling out Coach Lou right now, though, will be nowhere to be found if the Clippers come back and win this series. I know that. I've seen it a million times in here. I'll tell you who I haven't seen in here. Bastian Schweinsteiger. Bastian, I need more from your guy, James Harden, right now. I need more. I need more. I need a lot more. They're making him work defensively. I get it. These are the demands of the playoffs. They are going to target you. They are going to pick at weaknesses. This is what happens. You have to find a way to overcome it. Lord knows the Clippers have targeted Jamal Murray. Matthew said the Clippers are going to win this series. Mark my words. I like hearing that. I need some real specific stuff that's going on in this series and why you feel like the Clippers are down 3-2. Jamal Murray is a killer. He has been an all-time playoff riser. Oh, my God. Now Maddox is like, are you a Sparks fan for the WNBA? Everything is about the What about the NBA and this series going on right now, Maddox? Updates on DJ. Hurt his knee. Hope he's okay. Let's be real, says Marcel. We all know we was going to lose this game. Murray has his confidence back. Mio's in here going full doomer. Maybe Amir Coffey makes an appearance. Maybe they go with a different starting lineup in Game 6. I would not be shocked by that. It's all hands on deck. Find a way. I don't think you guys know what you're dealing with Jamal Murray. Like, where's our defense? Like, it's Jamal Murray. He's amazing. He has playoff games like this. I think Harden is tired. I think they're wearing him out on defense. I also think he has to rise above it. I heard, yes, Petros and Money were talking about me earlier. I left pens in the other room. I do need to get my pens back. Hopefully Matt Money Smith didn't start feeding his oral fixation. If there's any residue on those pens, I'll probably go in and pick them up like it's a crime scene. Use like a plastic glove or something.
Oh, did you put them in his mouth?
Yeah, Matt has an oral fixation.
You got to deal with your own pens, though. Like
self-proclaimed.
Yeah, like I've done that, but
he should be worried if I have one too, and then he puts the pen in his mouth.
Yeah, like no, this is I just do it. I bring my own pen and do that. You can't do it with house pens.
I left him here 2 days in a row. I didn't know he was going to be here.
Oh yeah.
No, it's been a whirlwind the last 2 days. In for Rodney Pete yesterday. Thought it was Fred was going to be back today. It was a one-off. And then I get a text from K-Fig in the morning. Like, Fred's out again. You in? Cool. And now my voice is jacked up. Like the old ESPN NFL segment. Jacked up. This happens to me every year. But I thought I built up enough strength in my voice with all the shows we've been doing here on Clippers Talk. Is this day 208? No, 207. 207 straight days. That Mexican Nara said, please don't bring Coffee in a must win. He has played 0 minutes. Have we not learned from last year with PJ? I think that's a fair argument. It's just, if things aren't working, you never know what Coach Lou might try. How many threes did Harden take? 2. That's what's wild to me. He has a step-back 3 that is extremely difficult to defend, and he's not even taking them. Harden didn't speak post-game, you guys were saying. We'll get to post-game audio here in a sec. We'll get back to your phone calls here in a sec.
All right, it's all yours.
Daniel West is kind enough to let us commandeer the producer seat.
Oh. They got a morning pick them off. I'll gladly.
I really hope we don't get eliminated at home, says Mikey. Yeah, me too.
All right. See you on Thursday.
I'll be out there, of course.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Sounds good.
Guys, say goodnight to Daniel West.
See ya.
A true killer.
And hopefully more after that.
Yeah. This wasn't goodbye to Daniel West, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that.
No.
You'll see him again. Promise.
Probably.
I'm out for 7, so I want more.
Oh, that's right.
All right, see you later.
All right, my friend. All right, guys. Here we go. Oh, Jack Cogla's in here now. My guy, Jack. I said my voice was jacked, and now Jack Coughlin's in here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get organized. Give me a second here. We're going to get this operation underway. I want to hear from Coach Lou postgame. I am excited to hear from him. Also, if you're blaming Coach Lou for them giving up 130 points, but you also are always giving Jeff Van Gundy the credit whenever the defense does anything good, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. How do you square that? I think the defense was at the mercy of a great player tonight. All right, we're back with the premium sound, and I'm mic'd up so I can talk much lower. I'm going to talk lower now. I need to talk lower now, or else I'm screwed. Thanks again to Daniel West. I'm going to have all our sound. I'm going to get to our phone calls. You know what? John and Watts. John, because I got to set some things up here. The floor is yours. John, hit me. What's up, John?
Yo, I'm still here, brother. You already know. It's about that time. I'm go in. I ain't got no more negativity. My 420 friendly even took that all about me. All I know is come game 6, we go be ready, man. I'm looking for a big game, all hands on deck, similar to game 3, to be honest. And that's just how I'm feeling. I think Bogey finally didn't had a nice game. I think that rim going to be looking real wide for him. Hopefully James bounce back. And, I mean, we know what the Claw go do. We know what L.A. Clipper Kawhi in Game 6 is capable of. We done seen it time and time again. Well, we saw it.
Well, at least once.
We saw it twice. What, didn't he go crazy Game 6 in the bubble?
I'd have to check on that. I know they blew a 19-point lead, so.
Oh, shit. Well, either way, man, you know how it is, man. We in it for the long haul, baby. We gonna see what's going on, Adam. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. All that testosterone I had is gone. I just got all positive vibes, man.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. We have to be
we
positive
knew it
at
wasn't
some
gonna be
point.
easy going in, right?
Look, we lament the loss for a bit, and then we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, pull ourselves up, and get ready for Game 6 because that's all we can do.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, something I wanted to touch on earlier that I didn't get to. Before we throw James off the Clipper boat, what the hell is going on with Norm, man? What is going on with Norm? Can we get a Norm sighting other than Game 3? I don't need you when everybody else got it going. You know what I mean? Because I was sitting here thinking, if Norm is giving us a dub like we used to him doing, it don't matter if Harden only got 9-10 points, as long as he got them assists rolling, you know?
You're not
We didn't
wrong.
bring Harden here to be the second guy. We brought him to be the facilitator.
Well, without Paul George, he is the second guy.
I mean, we thought that going in, but I think Norm kind of showed us he was I mean, yeah, the second guy, true enough, but scorer. You know what I mean? He's been the main guy for most of the season, doing it all. But once Kawhi came back and the way Norm was rolling, even though Norm kind of took a little setback with the injury second half of the season, but I think that's just kind of how they envisioned it. Once Norm get back rolling, James, we just need you to facilitate, obviously be aggressive, but you get to pick your spots. It's not all on your shoulders. And with Norm being a no-show, man, in this series, and I'm officially calling him a no-show, I mean, you looking for James to step up, and the resume is out. This ain't really the time he step up, man. I don't know. I mean, when it's working at them, you already know it's beautiful. But when it ain't, oh, it's pretty ugly. I don't
That's
know.
how it is for every team.
Yeah, but I mean, like we were saying earlier, man, you would think when them jumpers ain't falling and you got Big Zoo in the middle, man, I would think you just try to, rally around Zoo, at least for stretches. You know what I mean?
I agree with you there.
Just for a stretch or two. You know what I mean? We act like Zoo hasn't made a tremendous jump with that passing out that short roll. And, he can get it to where it needs to go. But really and truly, I'm not even looking for him to pass out. I want Zoo aggressive. Zoo need to get a little bit more nasty, man. I mean, I know Zoo got to know how good he is, but he got to know how good he is when he on that floor.
I think he does. I don't worry about Zoo's confidence. He's been borderline cocky when he was a younger player. He got in trouble one time for talking a bunch of shit, and then Mitch Kupchak came in and told his agent that if your guy doesn't get it together, we're gonna trade him.
Oh, so now we get the real backdrop of how we got him.
Well, no,
hey,
that wasn't how that was like his rookie year. But
okay.
Zoo doesn't lack confidence. Let me put it that way.
I mean, look, I don't mean per se his confidence, but like they say, because we watching, right? You got to if it's like that, man, demand the damn ball. I want to see you cussing somebody out on the damn sideline because you didn't get the ball when you got it rolling. You know what I mean? You ain't nobody shooting no threes and I'm down here and I got it going like that. You give me the damn ball first. And I mean, if you producing, which he have, I'm not on the team or anything, but would you have a problem with that? If that's how your teammate felt, but he producing, let's get him the damn ball then. Let's see where we could take it. I mean, you just got to try something because coming off these pin downs or whatever we had going on, man, trying to get these jumpers off and they not falling. Nobody's in the paint trying to get no rebounds. We just look like we were stuck in sand tonight.
But here's the thing. They shot 52% from the field. They shot 38% from three. They scored 115.
And Adam, that would normally that would be wonderful, but it's only one problem. We playing the Nuggets, and obviously that ain't good enough.
I'm just
saying, if the defense ain't gonna be rolling, then that offense. What did Denver shoot?
Denver shot 56% from the field and 52% from three. I'm just saying.
Now
the defense may have been the bigger issue.
Three. Yeah, well, of course. But I'm just saying, if we don't have it going on one end, I would think we would try to just play to our advantages on offense, is maybe what I should have said. I heard a gentleman on here say, not an X's and O's guy. I'm just watching with the eye test. You know what I mean? I've been watching basketball my whole life, but I never played. I know pick and rolls. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to draw up a play to get Kawhi open for this game winner. But I'm just watching, man, and I'm looking at the advantage, and it's Zoo. Like you said, they got Harden guarding a lot now, so his legs is probably heavy. I get all that. So why not go to Zoo?
Hey,
Norman got it going.
You're preaching to the choir.
Got it going.
You know how I feel about Zoo, John. You're preaching to the choir.
I do. That's why I'm happy I get to talk to somebody that feels that way. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't see it. I see it though. What Zoo had a night 27? I think he could have 20. I think he could have averaged 27 this series. Thought that was the game plan, actually, or part of it. But I mean, like we always do, man, we kind of forget about Big Zoo.
You know what I always say?
I hope that's not the case.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk. They got something to say. When that comes out, when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and mother effers act like they forgot about Zoo.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, and I don't know how. What happened to our pick and roll with Harden and Zoo?
Well, here's the thing. I will say this: they've been throwing that zone out there, and that can nullify pick and roll. That has hurt them. So,
yeah.
All right, John, I'll put you on hold, but I got to hear from Coach Lou post game. It is necessary, but I appreciate you, my
Yes,
friend.
sir. Yes, sir.
Here was Coach Lou after the Clippers lose Game 5, 131 to 115 in Denver. They're down 3-2. God, I thought I was signed in. I pay for YouTube Premium. Give me a freaking break. Why am I getting this commercial? All right. Here's Coach Lou. Y'all can't even tell me what those coverages mean. And you're going to criticize Coach Lou for like, why didn't he shut down Jamal Murray? Because he was fucking great tonight. That's why. They tried. They threw different stuff at him. It's just overly simplistic to be like, why did he make an adjustment? They tried everything. Now I'm actually going to play it and have it up. Coach Lou starts off talking about Jamal.
I thought he came out being aggressive, which we knew he would. That's why we started off with a blitz against him, just to try to slow him down. We knew in Game 5 he would come out aggressive, and he made every shot. Pull-up threes, mid-range. We blitzed him, we dropped, we switched, we did a lot of different coverages, but he had a hell of a game. And so as far as us, just like I said, defensively, just having that presence to start the game. I think the last 3 games or so, they've been really attacking us, start the game early, and so we got to be better with that, especially on the road. But they play well, they play great. Holding Joker to 13 points and losing the game is tough, but that's how he beats you. If you worry about him too much, other guys can beat you. But I just thought Jamal Murray was excellent tonight.
Play man up. That's the adjustment. Jamal Murray and Russell Westbrook killed them in that second quarter when Jokic was on the bench. That probably was the game. In fact, I said it was post-game with Carlo. But specifically, you're down by 12 heading into the second quarter. It's 35-23. You got Kawhi, Zoo, Batum, Bogey, DJ. I like the lineup. The Clippers had gone 9 of 23 from the field in the first quarter. 1 of 7 or 1 of 8 from 3. Zoo gets a layup to start the second quarter. Russ, long 2-pointer. Bogey 3, 9-point game. Murray, right elbow jumper. DJ to the basket, 9-point game again. Off a great Zoo pass, found him cutting. Kawhi misses a 3. Russ hits a 3. They're down 12. Zoo again, 10-point game. Russ, another 3. Kawhi and 1 on a dunk. They review it, no continuation. They reverse it. They didn't even review it. They just conferred. They discussed it. Bogey layup with the left hand. Murray tough 2. They're up 13. They answered every damn shot. The Clippers started 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Kawhi blows past Aaron Gordon for a dunk. Murray hits a long 2. Zubats makes it an 11-point game. Russ has an and 1. Bogey hits a 3. Guys, they went. The Clippers in that second quarter ended up going 14 of 19 from the field, I believe. And 5 of 8 from 3. But Russ had 11 in the quarter. Jamal had 9 on 4 of 5 shooting. And they only went +1 in the non-Jokic minutes to start the second quarter. When the Clippers made their push and got hot, Murray and Russ matched them. That's a big part of this game.
Ty, 2 relatively quiet games in a row for James. Do you attribute that to anything Denver's doing, or is it a lack of aggression, or kind of what is that in your mind?
I think Denver. I think they've made their mind up. They're going to try to take him out of the series after the first 2 or 3 games, and they're doing a good job. Like, I got to do a better job of just finding ways to get him open, to get him space, and probably more ISOs just because they're blitzing him so much to try to get him to his spots.
So Coach Lou admits they're trying to take James Harden out of the series. They have the last 2 games.
So you went away from Chris early, but then obviously went back to him, and he ended up making shots. Was there a conversation in between that sub where he was able to come back and you tell him keep shooting? Because obviously he didn't hesitate on those shots, and I just thought that was interesting that he got a quick hook and then came back in, but still didn't hesitate on those threes.
I predicted pregame Batum would be the first sub. He came in for Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn missed his first 3, but then the second quarter hit 3 3-pointers, went 4 of 4 from the field, and had 11 points. He was a big part of the Clippers and that hot shooting in the second quarter. That was Chris Dunn. I mean, he was incredible. And they still only got it down by 8 by the half because Murray and Russ refused to miss in that second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he's been great for us all year. And just wanted to see with the shooting lineup out there, just kind of see how it looked. But then defensively, we wasn't very good, and so was able to space him out a little bit, but defensively wasn't really good once KD left the floor, and so just looking at different combinations. But like I said, KD came in, made some big shots to try to get us back in the game.
You know how I know you're a basketball casual? You're like, oh, why would you say more ISO for James Harden? He's a fucking ISO player. Have you watched James Harden? They're blitzing and trapping him and doubling him. He's saying, I need to find a way to get him one-on-one. That's how he gets to a step back. That's how he gets by guys. You're like, more ISO. It's like, yeah, he led the league in ISO points per game. That is a good thing. People tell on themselves when they're like, too much ISO. It's like, that's who he is as a player. That's who Kawhi is as a player. Of course you're going to do ISO ball. Like, here's John also going straight casual with it. Murray is sucked in the playoffs. His only good playoff run was in the bubble. No, it wasn't. Can somebody help him out and point him to what Murray did in their run to the championship that was outside of the bubble? You're going to make me lose my voice. More from Coach Lou.
Obviously, I know the wins are what's important right now, but is there a level of optimism that
the guy who said more ISO is like, so why would you give a struggling player more ISO? Because his game is ISO. He wants to ISO. James Harden wants a one-on-one matchup. That is how he cooks. That is why he's a Hall of Famer. Coach Lou is saying, I want to give him what he's good at. Dear God.
Obviously, I know the wins are what's important right now, but is there a level of optimism that with him having a game like this and even some of the moments he had last game that he could be a much bigger factor for you guys going forward?
Yeah, I hope so. Like I said, the last couple of games, I think what got him started last game, just his defense of being able to pick up the floor, being aggressive defensively, it kind of got his offense going. And then tonight came in just with confidence, shooting the basketball and making plays in the pick and roll once James went to the bench.
I guess he's talking about Bogey there.
Ty, how concerning is it that 2 games in a row it took you guys getting down 20 in the fourth for like a real sense of urgency to kick in?
I don't think sense of urgency. I think they kicked our butt. They played well. And so, game 4, we didn't, like I said, I didn't think we came out with a sense of urgency, but tonight I thought we had the right intent and they just took it to us.
I agree with that. This was the type of game where it's like you shrug your shoulders and go, okay, tip your cap. They were better. Jamal Murray was incredible. This is one of those games that you lose and you probably shouldn't feel as bad about. But game 4, not coming out with a sense of urgency in that game, not closing game 1, those are the 2 games that I'm like, that's just inexcusable. Those are the games you got to win. This one, as Coach Lou said, they came out and kicked our butt. Like, I don't know if this was the game they were going to win. Like, They got dominated. Denver was too hot. They weren't missing. Again, I just told you about that second quarter. They refused to miss when the Clippers made their big push.
It was
A result like this, and before the comeback in Game 4, these two games, is this the kind of thing that necessitates changes? Your season is on the line on Thursday.
I mean, we got to respond. I mean, we blew them out in Game 3, and they came back and responded Game 4. So we got to do the same thing. I mean, I don't know what changes you can make. They made shots, like I said.
I don't know what changes you can make.
I mean, I don't know what changes you can make.
Okay, I need to hear this again.
On Thursday for the comeback in Game 4. A result like this, and before the comeback in Game 4, these two games, is this the kind of thing that necessitates changes? Your season is on the line on Thursday.
I think Justin Rousseau is pointing towards, different rotations, different starting lineup. Maybe Coach Lou just doesn't want to give it away, and he's saying, I don't know what changes we can make.
I mean, we got to respond. I mean, we blew them out in Game 3, and they came back and responded Game 4. So we got to do the same thing. I mean, I don't know what changes you can make. So we got to do the same thing. I mean, I don't know what changes you can make.
Honestly, after this game, this isn't a game where I'm like, oh, they need to do this different or play this player. This is James Harden has to be better. So he already talked about getting him more ISO opportunities. That's something that could change. They also just have to play much better. The guys that got them here have to be better. That's what needs to change. This is less a schematics thing. Other games, I'd tell you differently. When they were playing less minutes for guys, that's different. But I don't see this one as just, oh, they didn't do enough to stop Jamal Murray. They tried everything.
They made shots, like I said, making 17 threes, and they blew us out. We made 18 threes, and we blew them out. And so the three-point line is going to be the most important thing. We got to make sure we're taking care of that, which we didn't do a good job with tonight. But, like I said, going back home, into it to be rocking, we'll be fine.
Going back home, into it will be rocking, we'll be fine.
Into it to be rocking, we'll be fine.
That's what I needed to hear.
Going back home, into it to be rocking, we'll be fine.
There is something to make or miss league, guys. When they hit 18 threes, they blew out Denver. When Denver hit 17 threes, they got up big on the Clippers. This is a real thing that happens. Some of those threes were really well contested. That Christian Brown three, I think it was in the face of Nico Batum on a closeout. My God.
So, Ty, to kind of piggyback off that, what do you have to do well in Game 6 to get it back to Game 7?
Like I said, protect the three-point line, do a better job with that. I think whoever wins the three-point battles won the games. And then I think, like I said, just starting with that defensive mindset to start the game. We can't let them get out early and keep playing catch-up and playing from behind. That's what we've been doing the last 3 games.
They must start fast. In my Clippers game thread at Follow Out of May, I said start, period, fast, period. That was the first thing I put underneath it. They didn't start fast. Denver did.
Ty, you've touched on it, but you said pregame that, you thought Jamal was going to come out with a sense of urgency, and he did. I mean, do you feel like you guys were well-equipped enough for that defensively, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think we were. We came out starting the game. We blitzed him to try to get out of his hands and try to take him out of the game, but he was able to find different ways to score the basketball. Then that blitz kind of spread us out a little bit, and so we went to the drop, and then he thrived in that as well, and so he's had a great night, so we just got to bounce back, be ready to go on Thursday.
Some of you guys, there's no pleasing you. If he was mad, you'd say he was panicking. He says, we'll be fine, and instead of taking that as they're still confident they can win the series, you're like, who the heck says we will be fine? The criticism, there's criticism that's fair, and then there's no way to please some people. Getting angry and throwing things doesn't help guys make shots or doesn't make Jamal Murray miss tough shots. That's not how this works. That's not who Coach Lou is. He didn't go crazy for them to come back down 3-1 with the Cleveland Cavaliers when he was playing Richard Jefferson in Game 7, and it worked. That's not who he is. You guys want to criticize him saying we will be fine? It's called having some confidence in your team that you can bounce back. Like, you got to know what you saw tonight. That was a hell of a performance from Jamal Murray. They threw everything at him. That's not confidence we can win. That's just laying back and being soft. Okay, man. Says renowned coach, clips in the drip.
Ty, what do you feel like was successful against Nicola in particular? I mean, it wasn't just that he wasn't trying to score. Like, he missed 9 out of 13 shots. Like, do you feel like the blitz kind of helped stymie him somewhat, even though that kind of let Jamal
Yeah,
get
I
him?
think so. I think the blitz, took Zoo out of the veer. So he's guarding Jamal, took KD from veering on the Joker, and was able to rotate, and then playing him one-on-one, and then I think Switch and James did a good job of just guarding him one-on-one and trying to push him out, push his catches out. But he could be a little tired as well. He's played a lot of minutes in these games, and but like I said, his partner Jamal Murray stepped up and helped him out tonight.
Ty, obviously you touched on the threes. Like, they made 7.
What I don't like is Jokic didn't have to work that hard. So this whole idea of wearing these guys down, if that's what the plan was in this series, and that's where my criticism comes in, thinking you're going to wear them down and get the advantage eventually. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. But Jokic didn't have to work as hard in this game. He only took 13 shots. So he may have more left now for game 6 or a possible game 7 because Jamal Murray did the hard work in this game.
17 threes tonight. But they also took more threes than you guys did. Now, I understand, like, defense was a part of the issue for you guys as well, but they don't shoot a lot of threes. They shot the least amount of threes in the NBA this season. How do you kind of turn it around to where you guys, like with the math game, you are able to get up enough threes to where you can kind of negate their prowess from beyond the arc, even though they don't take as many?
Yeah, I think just our spacing. I think the way they're playing James in the pick and roll, the way they're playing Kawhi and Norm as well, just stay in space and being shot ready and take those shots. He shot 4 more threes than we did tonight. Like I said, they're not a big three-point shooting team, so we got to be able to have our spacing right and be able to take our shots. Yeah.
There's Coach Lou postgame. Here is Ivica Zubac's postgame.
Why you guys get off to such slow starts in all these games?
No, we're trying to figure it out. Got to be better to start the games. They're more physical to start. They want it more. Like, there's no.
They're more physical to start. They want it more. Isn't great to hear.
I don't think it's like tactical thing or strategy. It's just got to play harder. Can't.
I don't think it's tactical thing or strategy. You got to play harder.
Start like that.
Zoo, was Jamal, going off like he did, was that just, a tip your cap kind of thing, or do you feel like you guys could have done better defensively? Just what was your reaction to that?
He made a lot of tough shots, but we know he can do that. So he made a lot of tough shots. We could have done a better job, but at the end of the day, it's a make or miss league. He made a lot of shots, and it's hard to win against anyone when you got a player shooting like that.
Like, if you guys don't want to listen to me about how good Jamal Murray was, maybe listen to Ivica Zubac here. Jamal Murray was incredible.
Zoo, how you doing? Yeah, you held Nicola to 4 of 13 shooting, but he still had a triple double. Is that just kind of the power of Nicola? I mean, it was a good defensive effort.
What's the question?
Nicola, you guys held him to 4 of 13 shooting, but he still had a triple double. How hard is he to cover?
It's tough, man. I thought we did a great job on him tonight as a team. We switched coverages a few times, tried a bunch of stuff, and forcing into some tough shots. But he's always going to look for his teammates. He's always going to find open guys. He takes away a lot of attention of defense, and it's definitely, giving. We gives a lot of space to operate for other guys. But got to be better.
So, what was the level of preparation for this game? Like, how do you feel about the game going into it, and then how can y'all be better preparing for Game 6 now that y'all are facing elimination?
Man, level of preparation was good, was high. We knew what we wanted to do, but got to come out better. They made a lot of shots. They shot pretty well. And it's like I said, it's very hard to win when team is shooting like this. They shot 51% from the three, so it's tough. No matter how you prepare when they make shots like that, but we gotta figure it out. We gotta be better Game 6.
I know you guys don't want to hear it, but like I said earlier, sometimes it's just make or miss league. They hit a lot of tough shots. Jamal Murray was extremely impressive. You got to give him some credit.
So you mentioned that you've been in this position before, down 3-2 in a series. What does it take mentally to get to, well, first win Game 6 to try to get to a Game 7?
Yeah. Got to win both. Taking one game at a time. Know that it's an elimination game for us. So we can't start out like this. We got to leave everything out there. Play hard. 48 minutes, whatever it takes. Whatever they throw at us, we got to be ready. We got to be ready to do whatever it takes. And treat it one game at a time. Win a Game 6, give yourself a chance to come back here and try to force a Game 7.
All right, we got a caller here, 877-520-1150. Mystery caller. You're on Clipper Stock with Adam Oslin, who's losing his voice. What's up? What's your name?
Hey, Adam. What's going on? It's Justin.
Justin, where are you calling from?
I'm in New York City. It's 2:45, and I'm very disappointed.
I appreciate you calling in so late, and the floor is yours. Yeah. You called in. It's late at night in New York City. Get yourself a big slice of pizza. But before that, if you want to rant, go for it.
Well, the first thing I want to know is Derrick Jones okay? Yeah, hyperextended his knee. What's going on there?
I haven't seen anything yet, to be honest. I'll check right now. As you get rolling to something else, I'll see if I can find.
Yeah. I mean, as I've been thinking about it, it's so clear when you watch that. Yeah, we're flat. We start off the game slow. It's a tough watch. We're not moving towards the ball. They're taking we're turning balls over, whatever. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? I think it might be like a preparedness thing in terms of I think on offense, the Nuggets defense has us on our heels a bit. We're not sure how to attack it. We're not sure, the spots that we want to attack, the shots that we want to take. We're not confident enough about how we want to go about our offense or our process. And I think that might translate into looking a little bit slow and unsure.
I agree.
I don't know what you think of that.
No, I think that's smart. I think that is part of it. I came into the series thinking, I don't buy that they're the 21st ranked defense when they actually play hard, because I've seen a lot of these guys play defense before, and they were going through a lot during the season. Once you get into a playoff series, of course they can be better on that end. They have been. It slowed down the Clippers' offensive attack. They have to find a way to crack the code right now.
Mm-hmm. And onto the minute stuff, like Kawhi and our stars not getting as nearly as many minutes as the Nuggets stars. It's not only about how much time they get in the game, but it's also about can they get into a rhythm in the minutes they are playing in the game. Like it feels like Kawhi is, when he's taking that, it's like halfway through the first quarter, and it's like, did this guy even get enough shots on target, like enough touches to get any sort of rhythm going. It's like he's in and out of the choppy minutes. It's different lineups, whatever. It's how are you going to get into a rhythm like that?
I mean, they're playing heavy enough minutes where I can't say they're not getting a rhythm. We're talking about the Nuggets just being extreme with how much they're playing their stars, and the Clippers aren't keeping up with it, or certainly weren't before this game. But look, when the Clippers offense has been clicking in this series, it's not like we're talking about things over the last couple of games now getting off to slow starts. We weren't talking about it the first 3 games of the series. It's 2 games. I don't like it, but I don't want to overreact or try to look for something that's not there, you know?
I mean, I just hope it's like, are we just locked into this state of mind? Like going into each game, can I be confident that they're going to get off to a more intense start? Like, no, like this game was not exciting to watch. And it's just unfortunate because wait all year for playoffs for the Clippers to be in the playoffs. And it's just like, I get a couple stinkers like back to back. And it's like, am I going to see an entertaining game next game?
I mean, I still found it entertaining to some degree. I wasn't happy with the outcome, but I get what you're saying. The last 2 games, starting slow like that's really disappointing, and kind of inexplicably starting that slow. It's just it's baffling to start that slow. But I do think there's another team out there, and as you mentioned, their defense, the last 2 games they started out in zone. And there's so many teams in the NBA that, interestingly enough, have trouble at times breaking the zone. But I do think we have to give Denver some credit. But so listen to this. The Denver Nuggets in this game, Justin, they went 25 of 47 outside of the paint. That is 53% on shots outside the paint. The NBA season average was 37%. Like, they had some incredible shooting performances across the board in this game. The Nuggets hit some crazy shots. Like, I have to say that was a huge part of this. They were clutch.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were hitting tough shots, and they were clutch and stepping up and knocking them down.
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook hitting shots like that is brutal, but it's also like they should have planned for guys that aren't good shooters to all of a sudden light you up. It's rough.
Yeah. So the last thing I'll say is, from the beginning of the game, Westbrook gets hot. Murray starts hitting shots. Like, and I'm like, okay, Murray's got it going. I don't think he's not going to get cold at any point in this game. He's going to keep that up. I knew that from the get-go. And so I was thinking, okay, like the only way we can get past this or even get into a good flow in the game is if we force some turnovers, get some buckets in transition, get in the passing, like whatever. In the first half, we only forced 3 turnovers. And I mean, we got to be better than that. And not just like, okay, getting turnovers, but they got really comfortable. It seems like they were just making any pass that they wanted to without much pressure. I mean, I'm thinking there was like a backdoor cut lob, Aaron Gordon, just easy dunk, like all of these things. 3 turnovers is extremely low, right? In a half.
Yeah.
And so I know the problem. Jim Jackson was saying that too. Like, we weren't putting pressure on the ball.
Yeah, I think they were scrambling after the hot shooting to start, and there was just an unraveling to some degree of their defense. Denver, they have a top 5 offense in the league. This happens now. So the Denver Nuggets in this game scoring 131. This was the most points the Clippers have allowed in any game this season, except when they gave up 134 to the Oklahoma City Thunder back in November. This was the second most points scored on the Clippers this season in a ball game. And they were lights out. They were great. Listen to this, too. This is all coming from La Murray. In the 10 minutes and 46 seconds that Michael Porter Jr. was off the floor, the Clippers outscored Denver by 18. But in the 37 minutes he was on the floor, the Nuggets outscored the Clippers by 34 points. It's the best plus-minus of Michael Porter Jr.'s postseason career. They got good players too, and they had amazing nights. I'm looking at other games for why I'm frustrated, honestly, with this series. It's not that, they came out flat again, and that's upsetting. But Denver also was just on fire. And I don't know if anybody was putting that out. But anything else, Justin?
What are you looking for in the next game? What adjustments do you think the Clippers need to make? What needs to happen?
Harden needs to play better. Like, people will love saying it's a players' league and you got to have superstars and you got to have talent and all this stuff. But then the Clippers get down in this series and they're like, what's Coach Lou's adjustment? It's like, well, James Harden has to play better. Like, he's the engine of your offense. In the last 2 games, he's been pretty MIA. So, yeah.
Does that just mean him taking more shots?
I think it's him being more aggressive. I think he has to take more than 2 3-pointers. I think James Harden, I said it after last game, I feel like they got impatient with the offense at times, and they settled a little bit for some bad shots. They need to run the offense, and they do need to figure out this zone. But I still think whenever they're not in it, run high pick and roll. Do it to death. Do it until they can prove they can stop it. Because Denver's not great with Jokic having to come up there in the pick and roll. But, like, these guys are superstars for a reason. Not just because they only take what the defense gives them. It's because they hit tough shots. It's because when there is a double team, they still find a way to beat it. So beat it. Do the stuff you do that makes you a star. The abnormal stuff that other guys can't do. You got to perform at the highest level right now. That's what this is. I'm hoping they do.
See that. Yeah. All right, that's it for me, Adam. Head out.
All right, my friend. Appreciate you. Be good. Get some rest. And keep the faith. The Intuit Dome is home.
Mm-hmm. Night.
All right, there goes Justin. A little bit more from Ivica Zubats here post-game.
Zoo, over the last 2 games, you guys have led for a grand total of 12 seconds. Outside of the comeback in Game 4, they've largely just controlled the last 2 games. Considering how the series had gone before that and with Game 3, are there things you can draw from the first 3 games to kind of turn this around from how the last 2 have gone?
Got to start games better. We go every game, I think, except game 1. We started bad. We were playing catch up pretty much all game. So definitely got to come out with better energy and physicality because it's hard to chase the lead the whole game, and they're a championship team. They won a championship. They know what it takes. They know how to hold those leads. So we definitely can get in a hole to start the game.
Start fast, please. Start fast. Let's see what Russell Westbrook had to say post game.
All these years, how much fun is this still?
Wait, do I got more? Let's see if I got it. Is this it? It's just a minute-long clip.
All these years, how much fun is this still for you? A night like this, and how much fun were you having with the Clippers bench?
Yeah, I have. You know what, man? I'm like I said, I have so much gratitude and so much respect for the game, and so much respect for being able to go out and compete. I have my biggest, I always tell myself before every night to have fun. And my fun may look a little different than everybody else's. It may not be with a smile. It may not be running around, slapping hands, but when I'm intense and I'm competing at a high level, I'm having the best time. And that to me is the best part of the game. And even year 17, I still have so much fun going out competing. And I'm a competitor and one of the best competitors in the world. And I live for moments and live to talk a little mess and competing along with it.
All right. He and Bogey got into it. Bogey was at the free throw line. They both got double techs. Welcome into Clippers Talk. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Adam.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Jeffrey from East Hollywood.
Jeffrey, I saw you in the chat here. What do you want to say?
Yeah. I left the Into a Dome, after the game, and it was a very doom and gloom type of environment, and I get it. I do think it was a very positive sign to see Bogey do what he was doing. I just think, and I'm sure you touched up on it. I cut in a little late today on the live stream, but Kawhi and Harden just need to be better, man. Like it was just very frustrating watching that, and I hope they get to feed off the crowd on is it going to be Thursday, I believe, right?
Yeah, Thursday.
I hope, they get to feed off the crowd on Thursday and we get a better result, man. I do feel like we can definitely beat Denver. It's just, we just need our stars to be better, man. It was just it was just insane just watching, Murray and Westbrook and Jokic do their thing when, this almost zero pushback at that point. But, that's kind of the way I feel right now. Just, finally headed home right now.
No, I get it. And stars got to be stars at this time of the year. And while Kawhi almost had a triple-double, he still only took 15 shots. It's like, you don't think Ant's being doubled all the time. You don't think Jason Tatum's being doubled all the time. Like Halliburton, all these guys have to deal with defensive schemes in the playoffs more. And you got to find a way to be productive anyways. So this whole thing about, what's Coach Lue doing? Why isn't he adjusting? It's like star players beat scheme. Dudes, as Ricky G would say, the dudes rise up in the playoffs, the superstars, and they find a way to beat any defensive scheme that you throw at them. And the Clippers haven't been good enough with their stars the last two games now.
Exactly. And we saw that game one with Jokic. It was one of those things where Zubac was great on him, but he found a way to get the ball in the basket. He found a way to get defensive stops. He found a way to figure it out, and you saw that also in game three, same thing, game four, sorry, and it's just, watching Kawhi move the way he was doing today, watching Harden.
Kawhi looked really quick today. I got to be honest. He turned the corner on Aaron Gordon for that dunk. That was one of the quickest moves. That's probably the quickest move he's had this season. But he had multiple times where he blew by him. That's why I'm saying, he can get around a double team. I'm not trying to absolve Coach Lue of blame, but when people are talking about adjustments and they can't even give me any specifics, you have to understand this is the NBA. You have to have star players, and star players have to perform at the highest level. So I'm going to look at them first. I have criticized Coach Lue for some of the minute stuff, but I'm going to look at the stars first. And if they're getting outperformed by Russell Westbrook and Jamal Murray's doing what he did tonight, yeah, I'm not surprised they lost this game.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, don't get me wrong, the movement on Kawhi was great. I just think his shot just needs to be better. I just think he just needs to find a way to, if he doesn't feel comfortable taking that three, just don't take the three. Find a way to get to your spot. You know, and with Harden, it was one of those things where it's like, you have to find a way to get to your shot. You have to find a way to just take the shots, you know, and I think that's been the biggest problem with the Clippers over the last couple games, where with Harden, if he's not going, I feel like the offense just, you know, it isn't going. And I feel like that's where it goes back to him being the system, you know, where if the system ain't working, the whole team ain't working, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the crucial thing in Game 6, where if he's not going, it's not going to be a pretty sight. I'm going to be there, but I'm not going to lie to you, Adam. I'm a little bit worried going into Game 6, because if Harden just doesn't find a way to get out of his funk, it's not going to be pretty. I'm hoping, you know, I'm holding out hope that it's going to look good, but after seeing what I have in the last couple games, it's just, this is the first time where, you know, and I was one of the people beating that Clips in 6 drum, but I'm just hoping for Clips in 7 now, you know, and it's a very scary sight to look at on this side now.
Hey, that was my prediction too. So it's Clips in 7 or it's Clippers in Cancun. So we just got to hope they win Game 6. Just take it a game at a time. And like, they're not down 3-1. It's 3-2.
Yeah.
Win your home game. You have a great home court advantage. And then, man, I've seen so many Game 7s and how wonky they can get. Anything can happen in Game 7, regardless of the
100%.
setting, regardless of where they are. So let's see if they can win Game 6 on Thursday night. I think they're going to. I think they have a great opportunity to. So I appreciate the phone call, my friend.
All right, man. Have a good one, Adam. Have a good night, okay? I appreciate everything you do for us.
My guy, I appreciate you as well. You guys keep me going. We got somebody from the 818 here. Mystery caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Adam. This is Clifford from the chat. Sorry, I lost my voice during Game 3, so I'm not going to sound so well.
Oh, well, you lost your voice before I lost mine then, I guess. Clifford, how we doing outside of that?
Doing okay. I mean, I'm not happy in regards to this game. I thought we were going to take it, but we didn't. So at least hopefully we can take it from the home game that we're going to have on Thursday. But I do think that there were some strategies that we tend to have fallen out from. It looked like I was looking at the Game 1, and we were feeding Zoo right from the beginning of that game, and that kept us like even in regards to their scoring. And then from these current games, the ones that we lost, it looked like we are stopped in regards to that one, because it seems like when we feed Zoo in the beginning, they tend to focus on defending Zoo, and our perimeter becomes open. So that allowed Harden to really make his shots. But now that they're not doing that one, they can basically go zone on us and not really have to worry about that. So
I agree. If you work it from the inside out a little bit more and not go away from Ivica Zubats for long stretches. It seemed like whenever they needed a bucket, there were many instances where they went back to Ivica Zubats tonight, but then they fall into the habit of going away from him. If they could have more consistency there, I just don't know if that's going to change, in the middle of a playoff series when they're in a must-win game. But maybe that's how you win that game. Maybe they say, you know what, he is our biggest advantage. Let's go to him.
I mean, in regards to the shooting percentage, he has the highest one in regards to our team. So yeah, I think that would be something we should focus on him, let them worry about Zoo, which he's been doing so well. And then it seems like when you feed him, he plays really well in rebounding too. So that tends to go both ways in regards to Zoo. So.
No, I agree with you. I am a big proponent and advocate of getting the ball to Ivica Zubats. I have been for years. If you're a listener to this show, nothing that irritates me more, aggravates me more than Big Zoo kind of getting lost in the shuffle. Anything else?
Yeah. No, that's it. Thanks for taking my call.
All right. Appreciate you, man. We got another caller here. Mystery caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, is it me?
It is you. Who this?
Oh my goodness. My name is Jack.
I know this voice.
Bright and sunny Los Angeles. Adam, how are you? Long time no talk.
Is this Jack Coughlin?
This is indeed Jack Coughlin.
My guy, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. Bummed about the Clippers loss. I was at game 4. I was a bit bummed about that loss as well. What a sick game to be at. I have some thoughts. I think I'm still feeling good about the series, right? I feel like I thought, and I feel like a bunch of people thought it was going to be a tight 6 or 7 game series no matter what, right? It could have been, it's kind of 2 great teams, pretty up there as far as quality of teams, and it was going to be tight either way. I think one team was bound to go up 3-2 in this series. Is kind of just a 50-50, right? Game 1, Nuggets win on 1 shot. Game 2, Clippers win on 1 shot. Game 3, blowout win. Game 4, Nuggets get it on 1 shot. Game 5, blowout, Nuggets win. So it's been really, really even, right? Both teams have a blowout win. Every other game kind of decided on 1 shot. As kind of almost everyone expected, I feel like. It's a super tight series. Could have gone either way in some of these games. But I will say, I think the refs' calls in these first 5 games, in my opinion, have swung the Nuggets' way. Now, I don't think it's been egregious, and I don't like to blame games on refs, but I will just say in a tight series like this, I think that makes a difference. I think it's an important factor.
I don't think it's nothing, and I'm going to say this. That call that Coach Lou had to challenge when they said it was offensive interference with the ball already in the cylinder on the putback from DJ was egregious. That was an awful call where you shouldn't have to use your challenge there. There was another foul call on Kawhi Leonard that I thought was extremely weak in this game. I don't think they lost this game because of fouls, but early on, I was a little bit frustrated with some of the calls.
Now, I'll also say, though, I think it's probably going to swing a bit more in the Clippers' favor in this Game 6 at the Dome. I feel like the first 3 games, I kind of felt it was pretty fair. Maybe swung the Clippers' way even, but I think Games 4 and 5, very clear, kind of swinging the Nuggets' way. I remember in that Game 4, Aaron Gordon was getting so many calls in the paint, off the ball even, which sent him to the line.
Yeah.
And on some of his drives, I saw it happen again in this Game 5. Some of them obviously are fouls. Some are kind of 50-50s. And, I felt like the first couple games, they were really letting them play. And I think in these Games 4 and 5, they just kind of been calling a lot more. That Game 4 was a really slow game, I feel like, because of those calls. And it's kind of throwing the Clippers out of the rhythm a bit. But ultimately, right, to get back to the players on the court, I think Harden needs to step up in this Game 6. I think that'd be great to have him. I feel like the first 3 games, he was pretty consistently good.
Yeah.
Games 4 and 5. A bit lackluster for my liking. Game 4, we kind of found it in the 4th. But, I really loved what the guy 2 callers ago said about how, the Stars I think you said it too, the Stars have to find a way. I haven't seen Harden take 1 step back mid-range all series, and he was killing it the whole season with that shot. And I feel like only a handful of step back threes have fallen for him. He's gotten some good tries, some good drives, and along with the refs talk, I think he hasn't really gotten those same calls in the paint. I think the Nuggets are getting some of those calls in the paint that the Clippers really aren't. I know Westbrook got one tonight when he drove in. I feel like it's maybe bothering the Clippers a bit. And, like you and I said, in a series like this that's super tight, it's the calls swing in the Nuggets' favor overall in these first 5 games. It's not nothing. It's definitely not nothing. I think a big James Harden game would be great. I think he's due. And, he has Christian Brown on him. Nothing crazy. Yeah, he's maybe pressuring him full court. He's got some youth energy. But Harden's been dealing with that all year. And it's been nothing to him. And I think, have him go off the ball then, or have I saw Kawhi and Harden dribble the ball a lot down the court in that Game 4 when I was at it. And I think they were kind of bothered by that. Kawhi was getting pressured like crazy in that Game 4 from the get-go by Aaron Gordon, full court once he crossed half court. And I'm like, just don't have him bring up the fucking ball then. It's not that hard. Norman can bring it down. Dunn can probably bring it down, obviously they can bring it down sometimes, but I think that tires him out a bit. And I noticed it from Kawhi in that Game 4. I noticed it from Harden here and there because Harden deals with it a lot. And I think they love to handle the ball and set it up, but I think just try to maybe find ways to just get them off the ball a bit and make the adjustments. I also think there might be a starting lineup change in Game 6. I don't know exactly what it'll be, but I think it could be a good time. I think you played it with Kawhi.
I'll tell you what's going to be.
Sorry if I'm rambling, by the way, but
I'll tell you.
I think you played Kawhi saying that he feels like the team needs to start better. And yeah, in the game one was the only game really where the Clippers started off well. And I think that's also not nothing. Again, playoffs, you only get the sample size you get, but I think a starting size would give the team a pop. The starting lineup change would give the team a pop. And I don't know all the advanced analytics of what the best move would be, but I'm guessing it's either going to be Norman Powell or Chris Dunn. I think Chris Dunn has been stellar this series. He's done everything you could ask of him. I don't think Norman Powell has. I think it might be Norm, and I think it might be Batum filling in for him. I think Batum brings that defensive intensity that the Clippers have lacked in these tough starts in these games in this series, and that's been a reason for the Nuggets starting off in these games well. And I feel like Batum would bring that defensive intensity, and I think he'd help the Clippers play fast, like you said, because even Batum's goal, he brings the intensity and he helps the team play fast. Like it's almost Westbrook-like, but different players. But it's almost that kind of vibe. But yeah. But I said a lot. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all that.
I have been advocating for Batum in a playoff series being the guy that gets in the starting lineup when the going gets tough. That's your ace in the hole. I would not be shocked if he started for Norman Powell in Game 6. Or maybe Dunn, but after how well Dunn played on the offensive end in this game, I don't know if I'd take him out. I might lean into defense more. And if Batum's hitting three-pointers, you're not missing as much as you would think with Norman Powell. And I love Norm.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a great series. He didn't have a good game 5, 12 points and 12 shots. And I am going down with the ship with Nico Batum as one of my guys that I'm riding and dying with always.
Yeah. And also, like, I think in a way, taking Norm out of the starting lineup for someone that is more defense oriented and is more just a catch and shoot guy on offense, I think it almost forces Harden, Kawhi, and Zoo in a way to just be all the offense. And that's like the kind of the best offense we can get right now. And it forces Harden to maybe be like, oh, like, yeah, I got to really be the guy now. Like, Norm isn't here. I think since Norm's injury, he hasn't been the same, dating back to the end of the regular season. Hasn't been the same Norm we were accustomed to that was almost an all-star and during the regular season in this series. And has it thrown Harden off offensively? I don't know. But, I mean, if you take him out, it sure would mean Harden would need to do more on offense. Maybe that gives him motivation. I don't really know how that all works. I'm sure Ty Lue, Van Gundy, and the whole organization knows all the advanced analytics on what the best move would be, and I completely trust them to make that right move. And then if that's no starting lineup change, that's no starting lineup change. But I think, 4 out of the 5 games having just rough starts, I think is very telling. And then the only game you have a good start, you lose the game. So, and at the end of the day, a starting lineup change isn't anything that's like catastrophic. I mean, it's just a starting lineup. Like, you have 48 minutes of game time. This is the lineup that you're just going to start the first 6 with.
We
like,
make too
if
much.
If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I think it's worth a shot. It could give the team a pop. It could maybe give Into a Dome crowd a pop. Not that they need it, but it could be big.
Yeah, we make too much out of the starting lineup sometimes. But in this case, because of how the last 2 games have started and how slowly the Clippers have started, it could actually make a big difference. They have to start fast. So we'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if Nico Batum starts. That's your in case of emergency guy, and we're at that point now. So
I totally agree. And I think, of course, Ty Lue did that in 2021 when the Clippers made it to the conference finals in, I believe it was both series against Dallas and against Utah. Of course, it's years past that now. Was Batum not necessarily having the same big wow factor as it did in 2021 this season? Maybe, yeah. But in this series, looked like the freaking same player from that 2021 run, in my opinion, defensively and offensively. Like, maybe game 4, he struggled a bit from 3. He didn't score tonight. But, I mean, that game 3 was huge. The first 2 games, I thought he was big. And that's just the Batum experience. I mean, it's not Klay Thompson over here. I mean, what do you want from the guy? But, I mean, everyone was kind of struggling from 3 in that game 4. I was glad to see Dunn hit those threes tonight because he really struggled in that game 4 from 3. Of course, Norm found it from 3 in that game 4, but kind of just catch and shoot. It was nice to see Bogey at the end of the game 4 get some crucial minutes. Also, I had a question for you, Adam. At the end of that game 4, do you know why Ty Lue didn't sub in like more defensive oriented players on that final play where Aaron Gordon got the lob?
Bro, you haven't been listening to the show. He answered.
Sorry.
So I was critical of that post game, and then I was critical because nobody asked him about it post game, and then I talked with Law, and he said, well, Monday we're going to talk with Coach Lou. He asked Coach Lou about it on Monday. Coach Lou said the reason was he didn't want to bring guys in cold who hadn't played at all in the fourth quarter. And those were the guys that were playing good defense together out there. I don't love the reasoning. I would go with Nico Batum or the Ben Simmons. To me, it's a situational thing where it's the same as when you're trying to get a rebound late in the game and you make a defensive rebounding substitution in there. To me, it's the same thing. So I didn't like that. I criticized it. It's not totally irrational or anything like that. They thought about it, but they didn't do it. And I think that is fair game to go after.
Yeah, and I also, like, in that moment, I remember my friends were like, why didn't you do that? I also was like, I mean, it was probably just wanting to keep the guys in that made that big run. And I get that, not putting the guys in cold. I do. I guess you just don't usually see the defensive guys go in, but that play was crazy. I mean, I remember, like, when Gordon got that, I feel like the whole crowd was just speechless. Like, it just went, like, it was from get a stop to just total silence, which was pretty wild, and a big gasp. And I mean, what a series it's been. And of course, I mean, I still feel confident it's going to 7. I still feel confident the Clippers can win.
Same.
But it's looking as tight as everyone thought. I think Aaron Gordon has actually been really big for them, mainly offensively. I mean, he's kind of more noticeable defensively, but I don't really think he's done a whole lot defensively. He's been really big for them offensively. His rim attacking has been big.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray he just hits some freaking back-breaking shots. I mean, just these contested step-back long 2s and 3s. Like, it's just, I mean, it's a shot. What are you going to do? But they're just butter for him. And I think he was definitely a bit hot tonight. I mean, game 4, he was good. I didn't think he was, like, hot. He was just kind of Jamal Murray. But this game, I was like, oh, my God. I mean, he had that one. I think it was the end of the first quarter. It might have been the second quarter. He didn't get it off in time. But it was, like, a crazy 3. And,
right.
And yeah, I mean, I think the Clippers have done like a phenomenal job at making Jokic uncomfortable and containing him. As good of a job as the Clippers could do. 13 points tonight, right? First 3 games, kind of good. Game 4, obviously big, but still like almost won. Lost on one shot in another game. Like, he's just been getting mauled with all these different defensive coverages, doubles, traps, no help, this, that, like different zones, different matchup zones. Like, do you remember the matchup zone the Clippers went to in that game 4 that really made a difference during that comeback? I thought that was really cool. I was only able to watch the first half tonight. I didn't really see it a lot, but I thought that was really interesting. I'd love for Ty to do that more. I thought that kind of messed with them. And I think ultimately now it is coming down to like those other guys. I think the Nuggets are maybe going to be a bit tired come Thursday. And I think I hope the Clippers can maybe take advantage of that and start off strong.
Yeah. I think the reason Coach Lou held back earlier in the series for pushing his guys to the limit is because he was expecting Denver to burn out at some point. They haven't yet. If it happens in game 6 and that leads to a game 7 and the Clippers have the upper hand because they have fresher legs, okay. Coach Lou's a genius and it worked out. We shall see how it goes.
Absolutely. And yeah, I agree. Like, I've always trusted Ty Lue's calls. And I love what he does. I've always found these like Ben Simmons at center lineups off the bench really interesting because he pulls Zoo like maybe a little earlier in the first and puts Ben Simmons on Jokic, I've kind of noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's been good.
I'm not going to say Ben is locking him down, but like, he got a couple steals tonight in the first quarter. And
no, that was the best adjustment he made in this series.
Yeah, and I've noticed that it's maybe not obviously locking up Jokic, but it's kind of like, it's not like Jokic's taking advantage of it, and maybe that's good, that like it's kind of just been mid, and that's maybe just what you can ask for when you're playing a bench point guard at center guarding Jokic at the end of the day. And I mean, obviously Zubac, you just can't say enough about how great he's been on both ends. Real big player. I think Kawhi's been great. I really do. I think every game too. Like I mean, obviously game 2 he had the big. I think it was 39. I think Harden, again, like I said, in his first 3 games, just really consistent. Like I think he got to like 20 each game. Obviously, he's asked to do so much for this team, and even on both ends too. And he's doing his best. I don't think it's like a situation where it's like, oh, he's just like scared of the moment. He does a lot, and sometimes these a couple games he just hasn't really had that pop. But I hope he can find it. I think he will. And I feel like I think Kawhi is going to do his thing. I think Zoo's going to do his thing. And I feel like the Nuggets really upped their defensive intensity in that game 4. Obviously, they just got railed in that game 3, just completely blown out of the water, like from the first half. And then game 4, they came back. And I remember watching it, I was like, oh, crap, yeah, the Nuggets got some pop. And I felt like the Clippers kind of looked like a bit more of a tired team. Kind of carried over to today. Clippers still kind of just looked like a little maybe stuck in mud compared to the Nuggets, maybe for the most part. But I'm hoping it'll maybe flip along with some calls in game 6, and maybe there's an adjustment Ty Lue makes. I just can't imagine the Clippers losing at Intuit Dome Thursday. I just can't for the life of me see them letting Intuit Dome down. I think the crowd's going to be in full effect. I think the Clippers are like not going to leave until they win the game.
I like that thought. I agree with that. I don't want to say it can't happen, but I have a hard time wrapping my brain around them losing and ending the year at home at Intuit Dome like that. I think they're going to win. I do.
Yeah, and I think it'll. I don't know if we're gonna get the same game 3 blowout win. It might be close again. I hope the Nuggets don't go up by 20 again. I don't think that's gonna happen either. So it'd be nice for the Clippers to go up and maybe have the Nuggets play a little catch up. It's gonna be interesting. Like I don't want to say all these like, what if this, what if that, because playoff series is best 4 out of 7. And there's a lot still of basketball to play that can change our minds on everything we might be thinking if the Clippers lose, if the Nuggets will lose. So I don't really want to go there, but I think the Clippers are still probably going to be feeling good. And this is just how playoff series goes sometimes in the NBA. Clippers could easily be up 3-2. Clippers could have been easily up 4-0 for crying out loud. Clippers could be up 3-1. Maybe the Nuggets could be up 3-1. I mean, there's just so many like ways the series could have gone up to this point. This is the way it's gone. You got to just, play your game and kind of hope for the best and live with the results.
Let me put it this way. It's the type of series with the way it's gone that it should go 7.
Yeah. And I just see this comment in the chat. Jokic is averaging 25, 13, 11, 2 steals, 1 block, and these good percentages. And I'm not trying to say Jokic is struggling. He's still an amazing player. He's obviously going to get his. You can't like make Jokic struggle, but what you can do is do your best to contain him as best as possible and just make him as uncomfortable as possible. I think the Clippers have done as good of a job as you can do. They're not like walking him up, but I mean, I just feel like watching this series, like I watch every game, and I don't feel like it's like watching like the Lakers play Jokic in their playoff series, if that makes sense. Like he was just tearing them up, and yeah, I think, and that's a good thing. That's kind of what you want. He's a 3-time MVP, Finals MVP. That's kind of the guy you want to focus on first, and they've done a good job up to that point. So now I hope they can limit Murray, because Murray the last 2 games has just been maybe the best player on the court.
He's been incredible. He was incredible tonight. I got to give him a ton of I know who Jamal Murray is. I wasn't shocked by this. I said coming into the series, people have always talked about him. Oh, he's never been an all-star or whatever. He's not that guy. It's like he's been the second best player on a championship team before because he rises to the level of competition. He rises and meets the moment. Jamal Murray is a killer. He lives for the drama, and we saw it tonight. He was the best player on the floor by far. Jack, I got to let you go. I got to take another call.
All good.
Get Kawhi Leonard in here.
Extended phone call.
My guy, I appreciate you picking me up like this because my throat is thrashed.
Yeah, I hear. I hope you're okay. Have you been just getting hyped at the games, or?
I've just been talking a lot the last 2 games on the radio. The last 2 days on the radio.
Understandable. Hey, it's your job. You do it amazing. I heard another caller say, like, thank you all for what you do for us. I'd love to piggyback that. Thank you for all you do. You're amazing. You're a great representative of the Clippers organization, and we all love you.
Thanks, Jack. Love you too. Love Clipper Nation. Love doing this. That's why we're still up. One more call, then Kawhi Leonard, then I'm out. Mystery caller, you're on Clipper Stock. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Mystery caller. Mystery caller? You're on. It's up. You can talk now. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You've been holding for 20 minutes. The time is now. Step up. Let's go. Is it Matthew? Matthew? Matthew going once, going twice. Kawhi postgame.
Kawhi, it's pretty clear what Denver's trying to do in terms of guarding you and James at this point in the series. Is there anything you guys have to do to play through that, or is it just about trying to make plays for Zoo and the other guys at points?
Got to play the game. They knocked down, teammates knocked down shots tonight. We just wasn't able to defend. We got to keep, playing the same way. If we want to keep going, everybody has to contribute, which they are doing. And yeah, just keep playing the same game.
Kawhi, I guess, what was Jamal Murray doing well today? What makes him not the guard? And also, second part of that is, what do you do differently in Game 6 to bring this back for Game 7?
Tonight, he played great. Came out, made shots, got hot, found his teammates, and pretty much couldn't stop him. He played amazing. Russ came in and played great as well, scoring a quick 10, 15 points. Just overall a good team for them.
Just coming into this game, how did the team feel? How was the practices getting ready for this? And is there anything that you feel like you can do better, or the team can do better to prepare for Game 6?
Just try to get out to a better start early.
Try to get out to a better start. There's a theme here post game.
Pretty much the whole series, we probably got out to a great start. So just trying to stay in the game early instead of trying to make the heroic comebacks. And that's all we can do. We got to fight.
Jamal obviously did what he did, but Nuggets, hit 17 threes on the night. Just what needs to be better collectively to different.
Just pretty much get out there and contest. But some of those shots were just guys being great.
Some of those shots were just guys being great. That's a good way to put it. Some of those shots were just guys being great. This is what happens. There's another team out there. Jamal Murray was in his zone tonight, like Kawhi was in Game 2. There's not much you can do sometimes.
But some of those shots were just guys being great. It was probably a couple of wide open ones, but they knocked down shots. That's why this team is tough.
When you're down 3-2 in the series, what's your approach that you will tell your guys to take? You guys should take going forward.
So that again?
You guys being down 3-2 in the series, what's your best approach for you guys to take and what you will try to convey to your teammates?
Just taking it one possession at a time, like I said, going out there, trying to start the game off in a good way and don't get down early. But if we do just stay poised, just keep fighting, limit our mistakes, and just got that confidence.
Kawhi, you mentioned the poor starts that you guys have had in this series. What do you think is contributing to that?
Wish I knew.
Wish I knew. What's contributing to the poor starts? Good question, Justin Russo. Kawhi said, wish I knew.
They're getting out, getting easy layups early. Got some open threes on one of them. Jamal Murray got them going. But we just got to stay there, know what they're doing, and contest, and make sure we're there on every cut, close out, rebound, just the same way you win a basketball game.
Last one more. Yeah. Is there anything that you take as far as encouragement offensively? you guys did score 115 tonight. You had 11 assists and only 1 turnover from taking care of balls and making plays for others. Like, does that encourage you going into Game 6, or do you feel like it's kind of fool's gold at this point?
No, I mean, I'm glad that we were able to take care of the ball. We have to keep doing that. So, yeah, we just got to do it again pretty much and got to get some stops. I feel like they were scoring the ball a lot and we didn't get no stops. We were getting down in transition, half court set scoring as well, but we got to get stops.
That second quarter, they shot 74%, and they were still down 8 at the half. They couldn't get stops. I'm going to try it one more time. Mystery caller, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Oslin. What's your name? Mystery caller. You're like the white airhead. The mystery flavor. I don't know. Probably left him on hold for too long. Probably been doing this show for too long tonight. I'm tired. My throat is in bad shape. Tea and honey. I'm going to do some maintenance. Gonna go home. Gargle sea salt or whatever. Come back tomorrow. Do another show. Find a way. And hopefully this Clippers team finds a way to extend the series. Must win. Game 6. Add into a dome. Thursday night. A true must win. The dome is home. Tip off at 7. Pre-game at 6. I'm Adam Osland. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Keep the faith, Clipper Nation.